Live on a Friday night at Utah Grizzlies hockey. As this evening's the second of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Jacksonville Icemen. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. We're in the Grizzlies lobby, right here in the Grizzlies office at Maverick Center, as Lucas Preek is back in net for the Grizzlies, making his first start since November 1st. It'll be interesting to see what Preek does in net. He won his first two starts, then lost his last two. In 4 games this season, Preek's got a record of 2-2 with a 2.51 goals against average and .917 save percentage. He'll be going up against Charles Williams. I mentioned it's the second of a 3-game series. On Wednesday night, 4 former Utah Grizzlies skaters contributed heavily to Jacksonville in their 5-2 win over Utah. Hunter Skinner scored a first-period goal 3:02 in. Then 16 minutes into the second period, Luke Martin found the back of the net. Martin had 1 goal and 1 assist. And then in the third period, former Grizzlies folk hero Travis Howe scored 2 goals. He scored on a rebound about halfway through the third period, and then he added an empty netter with 17 seconds left in regulation. And goaltender Parker Gahagan stopped 27 of 29 as he picked up his 5th victory of the season. For the Grizzlies, Andrew Nilsson had 1 assist on Wednesday night, which means he has a point in 6 straight games. And so Nilsson's got that. Moving on into tonight's game, Nilsson leads all league defensemen in assists and points. He's got 19 points and 19 assists and 23 points this season. Watch out for both teams on the power play. Jacksonville's power play is 25% this season, while the Grizzlies, over their last 13 games, are 30.1% at 19 for 63. So it should be a good matchup tonight. Grizzlies trying to get back to the 500 mark as they are 9-10 this season. Jacksonville's got a record of 10-9. I'm hanging out here with Guy Carenza here in the Grizzlies lobby. As there's Adam walking by. He's hoping for a Grizzlies victory tonight. And Guy, it's great to see Lucas Preek back in net after missing a month and a half.
It is great to see Preek back in net. He's been out for a little over a month here, so I imagine there's going to be a little bit of rust, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern. I'm expecting a big game from him tonight.
My pick to click is going to be Keaton Jamison before we get to both teams' lineups. Who's your pick to click for the Grizzlies this evening?
I got to go with the man of the hour. I got to go with Preek.
You're going to go with Lucas Preek. It should be an interesting one. Grizzlies and the Icemen. I just got the starting lineups via text, and when we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll give you the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. It's the Grizzlies and the Jacksonville Icemen meeting for the second of a 3-game series. These teams met twice last season, and Jacksonville has a 3-game winning streak over Utah. Grizzlies are wearing, I don't know what they're wearing tonight because they never did show us during the warm-ups, but the Jacksonville Icemen have Aquaman-themed specialty jerseys. It'll be interesting to see what those look like. Let's get to the starting lineup for both teams. First for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, led by second-year head coach and general manager Ryan Kanasowicz. His assistant is Jared Pike. Starting in net is Lucas Preek. He'll be making his first start since November 1st against Kansas City. In 4 games this season, he's got a 2-2 record with a 2.51 goals against average at .917 save percentage. Preek, a former draft pick of the LA Kings, is 6'4" and 195 pounds. Preek's going to be wearing number 35 for the Grizzlies. He'll be backed up tonight by Trent Miner. Starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies, number 14, Bryson Martin. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 19 games and a -6 rating. He'll be paired up with Kyle Pouncey, who's got 3 assists in 14 games. The other defensemen we'll see tonight include Andrew Nilsson, who leads the Grizzlies in assists and points, and the captain, Connor McDonald, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist. We'll also see Aaron Tho, who's got 1 goal and 2 assists in 14 games. It's his 3rd different team that he's been on this year. And Corey Thomas, who's got 1 assist in 8 games this year. Thomas, 6'5" and 215 pounds. So starting defensive pairing is Martin and Pouncey. Starting forwards, Dakota Raby, who's got a point in 5 of his last 6 games. Raby this season, 3 goals and 8 assists in 19 games. He'll be lined up next to my pick to click, Keaton Jamison. Everybody make your pick to click, because dude's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies on the live chat on YouTube. Jamison's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 18 games, and he'll be lined up next to Dylan Fitz, who's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 19 games. The starting forwards are Raby, Jamison, and Fitz. We'll also see Neil Robinson, who's been one of the Grizzlies' better players over the last 4 or 5 games. In fact, Robinson has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, 2 goals and 2 assists. We'll also see Tyler Penner, who's really picked it up as of late. Over his last 5 games, he's got 3 goals and 1 assist. And Johnny Walker, who's tied with Zach Sekos, who's currently in the AHL with the Colorado Eagles. Walker has 8 goals and 3 assists in 19 games. So watch out for the worm, Johnny Walker. That's going to be an interesting top forward line with Robinson, Penner, and Walker. We'll also see Christian Simeone, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist in 7 games. Cam Strong has 1 goal and 2 assists in 17 games. And Joey Kulitarchi is going to be a forward tonight. In fact, he's been a forward as much, if not more, than he's been a defenseman. 2nd-year pro, played at Adrian College. Kulitarchi wearing number 4. And Jordan Stone's also going to be in there playing forward. He'll be the 10th forward for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew, who's going with 16 skaters tonight. Vladislav Mikalchuk is serving the first of a 2-game suspension. He got an unpenalized elbowing infraction. I mean, it was unpenalized, so it wasn't an infraction at the time. You know, he didn't serve any penalty minutes, but is serving a 2-game suspension starting tonight. Mikalchuk last season played for Jacksonville, and that was the point in the game where he delivered the hit, and then Travis Howe went after him. Howe didn't fight him, although I think he was thinking about fighting Mikalchuk, but thought better of it. And Mikalchuk serving a 2-game suspension. The other scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include James Shearer. Victor Bartley's also out, and Garrett Metcalf, the 3rd goalie, is back in Salt Lake. So the Grizzlies going with 16 skaters. Starting in net for the Jacksonville Icemen, who have a record of 10-9 this season. They are 6-3 at home in a place I imagine they call the Igloo at Veterans Memorial Arena, or VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. The starting goaltender tonight is going to be Charles Williams. On Wednesday night, Parker Gahagan stopped 27 of 29, but Williams gets the start in net for Jacksonville. He'll be wearing number 1. He's 5'11" and 179 pounds. He's got a record of 1-1 with a 2.91 goals against average and .897 save percentage. Gahagan is backing him up this evening. Starting defensive pairing is going to be Luka Hano. He's wearing number 28. He'll be one starting defenseman. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in 16 games. And he'll be paired up with the former Grizzly Luke Martin, who had 1 goal and 1 assist last night. Martin in 17 games this season has 4 goals and 10 assists and a -3 rating. The other defensemen we'll see tonight include Jacob Friend, who's wearing number 2. Friend just coming off a stint in the AHL. The former Grizzly Hunter Skinner, who had a goal 3 minutes into the first period on Wednesday night. In 9 games, Skinner's got 2 goals and 4 assists. Skinner's in the 2nd year of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal with the New York Rangers. Tim Theocharidis is wearing number 23. He's got 2 points in 13 games. And Jacob Panetta, the former Colgate product. He was a teammate of Tyler Penner's at Colgate. Panetta's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 18 games. So Hano and Martin are the starting defensive pairing. Starting forwards, Jacob Hammaker, wearing number 13. He's actually scoreless in 13 games this season. He'll be lined up next to Brendan Harris, who's got 2 goals and 9 assists in 19 games. And former Grizzly Travis Howe, who had 2 goals on Wednesday night. Howe's got 2 goals and 3 assists and leads the Icemen with 36 penalty minutes. Howe is 6'4" and 235 pounds. He's actually 8th on the Grizzlies' all-time list in penalty minutes. He averaged about 5 penalty minutes per game in his time with the Grizzlies. He's 8th in Grizzlies team history with 429 penalty minutes. So starting forwards for Jacksonville are Hammaker, Harris, and Howe, but also watch out for Derek Lodermeyer, who's the reigning league player of the week. Lodermeyer in 19 games this season, has 7 goals and 7 assists. Era Nazarene has 8 goals and 7 assists in 19 games. So that should be an interesting one. Jacksonville's got a record of 10-9, while the Grizzlies, with a victory, goes back to the 500 mark, as Utah currently 9-10. As Utah's going with 16 skaters, it'll be interesting to see over the next couple weeks if the Grizzlies start to get some forwards back from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. If you think about it, the Avalanche have had quite a few injuries, and that's hurt the Eagles lineup, and in turn has also hurt the Utah Grizzlies. It'll be interesting to see the shot count for the Grizzlies tonight, as Utah, over their last 3 games, has allowed 134 shots. Jacksonville usually does a pretty good job controlling the shot count. They average 33 shots per game, and they allow 26.6. So it'll be interesting to see what the Grizzlies are able to do in terms of generating offense. But, as I think about it, I'm sitting here with Guy Carenza's face-off in a few minutes. Guy, I almost think that, it's one thing to allow a lot of shots, but how many of those are grade A scoring chances? As I always see, you allow a lot of shots, but if it's mostly from the blue line, if it's mostly from a tough angle, I think that, the Grizzlies would take that. But Jacksonville's been one of those teams, and we saw it on Wednesday night, that really control the shot count pretty well.
Yeah, Tyson, they love to take shots, and we saw that in Idaho. And good thing for the Grizzlies, they have goalies that are very good at stopping shots. They're very good at their jobs. Lucas Perique coming back, he should be good. But you're right, those qualities of shots, you have a high shot volume, but how many of those are really grade A quality chances? And I think if the Grizzlies can minimize the quality of those shots, then I think they have a good chance. But I think we talked about possession the last time we played Jacksonville. Can the Grizzlies get possession of the puck, and can they have sustained offensive pressure in the offensive zone? Can they get quality chances of their own? And if they can't, then Jacksonville is going to have their way. So you have to impose and play your style of game.
Jacksonville wearing an Aquaman specialty jersey tonight. The Grizzlies look like they're going to wear their white jerseys, even though we haven't seen them on Flow Sports yet. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll face off over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. It's the Grizzlies and the Icemen coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a great night for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line tonight as the 9-10 Utah Grizzlies take on the 10-9 Jacksonville Icemen. Utah's going with 16 skaters tonight. If you joined us late, Vladislav Mikalchuk is serving the first of a 2-game suspension for an uncalled penalty or an uncalled elbowing thing. I mean, he didn't get a penalty for it, but he is serving a 2-game suspension. So obviously, even though he didn't serve any time in the penalty box, he is Out of the lineup tonight is Utah's going with 10 forwards and 6 defensemen. Starting defensive pairing for Utah's Bryson Martin and Kyle Pouncey. Starting forwards are Dakota Raby, Keaton Jamison, and Dylan Fitz. My pick to click is Keaton Jamison. And Guy Carenza is going to go with Lucas Parikh, who's making his first start since November 1st. And it's great to see Parikh back in a Grizzlies uniform and back in the Grizzlies lineup. Utah looks like they're wearing black jerseys tonight with white numbers, white lettering, professional green trim. And it's going to be interesting to see how tonight goes in the second of a 3-game series. Jacksonville is wearing an Aquaman-themed jersey. Hard to really describe it. It kind of looks like a yellowish gold. Looks like, luckily, there are white lettering to be able to tell who's who on the ice. So it should be interesting to see what happens here in the second of a 3-game set. Don't forget the Grizzlies return to Maverick Center for a 2-game series against the Kansas City Mavericks on Saturday, December 17th for Ugly Sweater Night, where the Grizzlies will be wearing specialty jerseys. As the draw at center ice, Keaton Jamison will take it against Brendan Harris. And the draw won by Jacksonville. Travis Howell gets it. He'll feed it back to Luke Martin, who will nudge it ahead towards center ice. Howell gets it back. He'll throw it to the left wing as Jacksonville enters the zone 2-on-5. And the centering pass goes wide past Lucas Parikh and along the near wall. As Dakota Raby feeds a pass to the right side for Dylan Fitz. Fitz steps over the blue line. He stops in the right point, tried to nudge it back towards Raby, and Jacksonville poked it back out the center. Now Fitz drives it back in. Charles Williams has a glance off his stick onto Luke Martin, who's behind Williams. Jacksonville skating from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. And skating over towards the right side, siren pass, shot to score. And the Jacksonville Icemen have taken a 1-0 lead. 41 seconds into the game. Aaron Nazarene looked like he centered it towards Travis Howell, but it didn't look like it ever got to Howell. They'll show a replay. But Jacksonville's first shot on goal has turned into their first goal of the night. As they lead 1-0. They scored 3 minutes into Wednesday night's game. As Nazarene was to the right side, did he center it to Howell? No, he just went 5-hole on Parikh. Kind of a backhand shot. Just went 5-hole. An innocent-looking one that gets past Lucas. So Nazarene goes 5-hole on Lucas Parikh. Obviously, Lucas would like to get that one back, and you're a little bit concerned about rust. You see a guy that's missed about a month and a half as we're back to live action. Jacksonville has the puck in their own zone. Neil Robinson's out on the ice, as well as Johnny Walker and Tyler Penner. Travis Howell and Luke Martin, the former Grizzlies, get the assist on Nazarene's goal 41 seconds in. Walker at neutral ice drives it back in. Jacksonville picks it off. Hunter Skinner, another former Grizzly, will throw it to Christopher Brown, the Jacksonville captain. Now the Icemen, who do a good job possessing the puck. Christopher Brown, their captain, throws the left wing pass at center ice towards Martin. Luke gets it. He now has 11 assists on the season after assisting on the Nazarene goal. Now Nazarene will feed it over to the left side at center ice, and Jacksonville drives it around the boards. As Robinson along the near side, he's got 4 points in his last 5 games. He'll nudge it back to center ice, and driving it in is Robinson. As he got the pass from Penner over to the right side, Joey Kolatarchi with a shot saved by Williams. Now left wing, Thomas will fire it off the end wall. Now it goes back towards Thomas. He feeds it down the middle. Shot by Cam Strong goes wide as the Icemen along the near boards. And Cam Strong skates around the net. Strong, the former South Carolina Stingray, feeds it to Kolatarchi. Shot! And it gets blocked about 5 feet in front of Williams. Now Thomas, left wing, skates towards the goal line. He'll try to feather it across. It's picked off by the Icemen. Jacksonville will float the puck high into the air. It bounces in the Grizzly zone, taken by Corey Thomas. As Thomas goes it back to the right side. As Simeone gets it back towards Corey Thomas. Now Thomas will skate deep in his own zone towards the near side, and he'll feed it out to center ice and into the Jacksonville zone. Icemen chase after it with the puck as they'll feed it ahead. Luke Lynch, number 9. Now it goes back to a defenseman, Hanno, as he'll cross center ice. He gets it taken away. Now another Iceman gets it. They feed it across to Martin on the near side. Luke crosses center ice and drives it around the boards. It gets cut off in the left corner where it's taken by Luke Lynch. They'll feed it up top to the left point. Lefty's shot is blocked and goes back to Martin. Right side shot saved by Parikh. Everybody hacking away at the crease. And the puck squirts towards the far corner. Now left wing shot. Glove saved by Parikh. He holds on. He had lost his stick, but didn't matter. He made a glove save with 17:10 left in the first. Grizzlies have taken 3 shots on Charles Williams. Jacksonville has taken 2. But Ira Nazarene scored 41 seconds in with Travis Howell and Luke Martin getting the assists. It is great to see Lucas Parikh back in net, even though he allowed the one early. Parikh, a former draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings. Last season, he was Rapid City starter. as a drop in the left wing is taken by the Icemen. They're on the offensive zone. Howe tried to center it. It gets poked away. Now shot. Howe takes it out in front of the crease. It gets bounced off of Parikh. Now right side. Jacksonville throws it back to the right point. Shot. It's blocked in front of Parikh. Jacksonville keeps it in the zone. Skinner with a shot that goes wide. And Jacksonville over to the left side. Now behind Utah's net. They feed it over to the right side. Centering pass. Shot. Man, gets blocked before it gets to Parikh. That last shot was taken by Skinner. Now it goes back to Skinner. It bounces off of him and goes towards Icemen territory. Now the Grizz have it 3-on-3. Robinson to the left wing. Banned on a pass. He regathers it. Backhand shot out in front. And it gets blocked away looking for Walker. Walker on two knees with a shot saved by Williams. And he holds on with 16:29 left in the first. So the Grizzlies with 4 shots. And Jacksonville also with 4 shots here early on. As the Grizzlies make a line change as Dylan Fitz, Dakota Raby, and Keaton Jamison all enter the ice. Same teams tomorrow night. 4:50 pregame show, 5:05 face-off. We haven't had a single penalty early on, although Travis Howe having some words with Johnny Walker. And Johnny likes to mix things up from here and there. As Walker's got 58 penalty minutes, Travis Howe leads the Icemen, and pretty much he leads every team he's ever been on in penalty minutes. As Travis Howe, one of those guys, 6'4" and 235 pounds, and he might be the best fighter in the league, even still. Probably the best fighter over the last 6 or 7 years, since he was a part of the Grizzlies back 2 seasons in 2017 and 2018. Jamison will take the face-off, and he wins it. Aaron Tho with a shot gets blocked in front of Williams and goes to the right corner. Now the Grizzlies try to skate along the goal line. Jacksonville pokes it away. As they float it out towards the left point, Thomas gloves it and keeps it in. Raby with a shot that goes wide, didn't get much on it. Jacksonville around the net. It's picked off by Utah in the right circle. Grizzlies around the net. They try to feather it out in front. Now Tho with a shot, it gets blocked. And Thomas over to the right side, skates towards the circle. Lefty shot on it, gets blocked. Now Raby with a shot. That one gets blocked as well. Raby to the left side, skates towards the corner. He gets hit and gets divorced in the puck. As Jacksonville crosses center ice, now they gain the offensive line from the left side. Icemen skate towards the corner as Lodermeyer gets spun around. Puck glides along the boards as Raby will backhand it out to center ice and into the Jacksonville zone, where it's run down by Luka Hano, who's got 2 goals and 3 assists in 16 games. Jacksonville in the Aquaman specialty jersey will feed it over to the far side. It bounces off the boards. No icing as Kyle Pouncey will glide after it. Pouncey gets hit pretty hard by Ben Howardchuk, number 17, but keeps his feet as the puck's over on the right side. Jacksonville gets pushed down towards the corner as Utah being physical down in the corner, and it's Bryson Martin doing the job. Martin, the former third-round pick of the Sabres. Jacksonville skates around the net as Howardchuk will skate behind the net. Now reverse field back to the left, right. Now he reverses back to the left. Howardchuk, before he gets to the corner, ricochets it off the boards. Left point shot, saved by Parikh as the puck ends up along the end wall. Bryson Martin shadowing Ben Howardchuk as Howardchuk goes down. Now Hadfield will throw it to Martin, who will fire a shot that goes wide. Puck to the left side, now to the corner. As Kyle Pouncey gets it, he'll ricochet it to Kola Tarchi. Kola trying to clear the zone, and he does. It goes out to center as the puck now out of play with 14:44 left in the first. Good job by the Grizzlies battling along the boards. That's where the puck was, it seemed like, for about the last minute. And guys like Kyle Pouncey and Bryson Martin doing a good job winning those one-on-one battles. And if not winning those battles, at least kind of holding their own and not letting Jacksonville win those battles. Face off at center ice is won by Jacksonville. It goes into their own zone and run down by Jacob Friend at number 2, who's a friend of Jacksonville's. Now turnover, right side, Grizzly shot. That one goes wide. That was taken by Robinson. Now Simeone feeds it up top. Going back to Penner, it's picked off. Jacksonville 2-on-2 races into the offensive zone. Harris on the right side being shadowed by McDonald. Connor pokes it out to center ice. Grizzlies cross center. Walker gains the line from the left wing, drops it off for Nielsen. Nielsen couldn't get it. It goes to Robinson, who feeds it across, but onto the goaltender, Charles Williams, who covers up as Robinson's pass got a little bit too close to the crease, kind of a half pass, half shot kind of thing. 14:13 left in the first, and the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. Both teams with 5 shots so far. Aaron Nazarene found the back of the net 41 seconds in with Travis Howe and Luke Martin getting the assists. Keaton Jamison will take the face-off on the left side. He played a little bit with Fort Wayne last year before being acquired by the Grizzlies in late March near the trade deadline. And Jacksonville wins the draw. Christopher Brown, their captain, will throw it out to center ice. Jacksonville will bat it out of play. As it looks like a fan in row 3 in the Grizzlies zone comes away with a souvenir. 14:06 left in the first. Both teams have 5 shots. Neither team's committed a penalty yet. special teams could play a factor tonight. After all, Jacksonville's power play is 25% on the season. The Grizzlies, over the last 13 games, their power play is at about 30%. Jamison will take the draw against Derek Lodermeyer. And Lodermeyer wearing an A on his sweater. He's kicked out of the faceoff circle. Now the captain, Christopher Brown, will take it for Jacksonville against Jamison. Draw won by Jacksonville. Luke Martin will throw it across towards Christopher Brown. He'll feed it to the far side. Now the Icemen skating from left to right in this period will dump it in. Corey Thomas avoids a check of Lodermeyer as Jamison will nudge it ahead, and it goes back to the right side. Now taken by Fitz, who will backhand it out to center ice. He bounces off the near boards. Jacksonville gets it back as the Icemen usually control the puck quite a bit. As they'll throw it all the way out towards Lucas Parikh. Parikh off the end wall will get it. He'll give it to a defenseman as Utah will force it out to center ice, taken back to the left side. Raby gets it taken away by Martin. Those guys were teammates for the Grizzlies last year and also at Michigan for 4 seasons. Utah battling in their own zone to the far side as Though will nudge it ahead to Raby. Dakota crosses center ice and he'll dump it in, and he'll stay on the ice as he chases after it. Jacksonville gets there first. It goes to the near corner. Now over skating it is Jordan Stone. He's the 10th forward tonight wearing number 19. Jacksonville out to center ice. Left wing will chip it into the left corner. Icemen skate after it. And over there is number 14, Carson Denomey. He battles with Pouncey. Pouncey took it away and pokes it towards Cam Strong, who gets hit. And skating back over there is Denomey trying to get the puck. Now Jacksonville's Howardchuk will feed it up top. Off the screen, it goes to the left point. Lefty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound out to the far side. Grizzlies get it. Utah crosses center ice 1-on-4. They dump it in as the Grizz make a line change. 12:40 and counting left in the first. Icemen lead 1-0 on Era Nazarene's 9th of the year, 41 seconds in. Icemen with a long-range pass along the far wing boards. Doesn't connect, and it's taken by the Grizzlies captain Connor McDonald, who skates around Parikh's net, and he'll throw it towards the far side. Did it hit anybody as it goes deep into the Jacksonville zone? No, it doesn't. The outlet pass by McDonald is now an icing call with 12:24 left in the first. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. We're trying to see if we can find Guy Carenza a Twitter account. Things like that. As the draw in the Grizzly zone is won by Utah. Johnny Walker's got 8 goals this season, feeds it across to Simeone, who crosses center ice and dumps it in as Johnny Walker chases after it. And Walker gets a piece of it as it goes towards the far corner. Jacksonville chases after it. Walker took it away. He'll feed it to the high slot for Nilsson. He takes a shot on and gets blocked. Jacksonville comes back out into center ice, but Grizzlies have control of the puck as Nilsson will nudge it ahead. It's picked off by the Icemen. Bounced off a few sticks and goes back to the Icemen in their own zone. Jacksonville will pitch it out to center ice. Now left wing dump it in as they're looking for a pass in the left circle to Howe. He knocks down McDonald as Grizzlies try to lift it out of the zone. Left wing, it stays in and rolls towards the corner. McDonald nudges ahead to Penner. He'll feed it out to center ice. On the Grizz, enter with momentum, 2-on-2. Walker skates down the middle. He takes a shot. Saved by Williams. Puck ends up going to the far side and out of the zone. Chasing after it's Corey Thomas. He's got a long stick and he gets it, and he'll skate back into his own zone. Thomas will feed it across to Jamison. Jamison skates down the middle, left side, and he'll cross center ice and drive it around the boards. That spins back to the far side, and Jacksonville will skate around their net. Back to the near side as the Icemen will bounce it off the boards. Grizzlies trying to keep it in. It goes past the skater out to center ice. Now Aaron Thoe will throw it to the right side, and it got tipped on the way, says one of the linesmen. No icing. We're about 9 minutes into the game. Jacksonville leads 1-0. Icemen cross center ice from the right side. Now they enter the zone. Christopher Brown, centering pass, shot on that one goes wide. The pass went wide as he was looking for a guy out in front. Back to the right side. Into the corner. Bryson Martin will chip it out to the circle, looking for Stone. Goes back to the right point, Jacksonville. Left wing has an open shot. Right side shot, and it goes wide. The goal light went off, but the puck didn't cross the goal line. The shot went wide as the Icemen. Left side at center ice, drive it back in. Parikh cuts it off behind the net. As the Grizzlies skate from right to left is Bryson Martin, the former third-round pick of Buffalo in the past. He tried to throw it to Colatarchi. The pass is wide. Now it goes towards Raby. Now bounces into the Grizzlies zone. High slot. They drop it off to the left circle. Good poke check by Nilsson as it goes back towards the far side. Now Utah will cross center ice 2-on-2. Grizz gained the line and dump it towards the corner, but Jacksonville cuts it off, and they try to feed it out of the zone, and they do. As Nilsson got it, tried to skate it back in, but offside are the Grizzlies. 10:06 is left in the first period. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. Icemen lead 1-0. They've outshot the Grizzlies 6-5 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
Maverick's new Bean to Cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup.
Nothing Jacksonville, 10:06 left in the first period. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. Aaron Nazarene scored 41 seconds into the game with Travis Howe and Luke Martin getting the assists. And Lucas Preek is in net, stopping 7 of 8 so far. And Guy, I know he'd like to have that one back 41 seconds into the game. But, for Lucas, I think he's going to start to find his rhythm a little bit as we go on.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. I think that first one was a little bit of a way of shaking off the rust, but now that he's getting more shots on goal, he's going to get a little bit more into rhythm. He's going to find his way throughout the rest of this game.
Back to live action. Neutral zone draw. Utah wins it and dumps it in. Cam Strong in the area. So is Colatarchi. Now Jacksonville gets it back, skates along the near side. Grizzlies poke it back to the offensive corner as Cam Strong collides with an Icemen skater, but Jacksonville comes up with the puck as they throw it out to the far side. Now to center ice. Jacksonville will veer out to the right as they skate into the zone. Luke Lynch with a shot, and that one goes wide and out of play as Preek might have gotten a piece of it. 9:41 left in the first period, and it looks like there's another timeout on the ice. We're back in 1 minute. Icemen lead 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
9:41 left in the first period. Jacksonville leads 1-0. Jacksonville with 8 shots on goal. 8 different skaters had 1 shot for the Icemen. And for Utah, 5 shots by 5 different players. Thomas, Colatarchi, Walker, Strong, and Robinson have Utah's shots. Draw the Grizzlies zone, right circle, and it's won by Utah. Grizz skating from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Now it rolls back to the right side. Jacksonville gets it wide open. Lefty shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to the left side. Colatarchi delivers a hit along the boards, and Utah will carry it out of the zone. Cam Strong tried to chip it over to the corner. Jacksonville immediately picks it off, and they'll feed it out to center ice. Pass goes past Travis Howe. Now he regathers it to the right side, and he'll dump it off the end wall. Corey Thomas around the net, and he gets blasted by Howe along the far corner. Now pass to the right side. Shot! Saved by Preek. That one was taken by Jacob Hamaker, looking for his first point of the season. Now Hunter Skinner will back it out to his own zone. Skinner played in 26 games for the Grizzlies back in the 2020-21 season. Now to the left wing. Icemen dump it in. Harris chases after it. Preek behind his net will feed it over to the far corner. McDonald over there as he collides with an Iceman that's Nazarene. And it goes out to center ice. Jacksonville will reset. Icemen have had the puck quite a bit here early on. Now turnover to the right point. Grizzlies center it to Walker. Escapes towards his left. He takes a shot. Glove saved by Williams. That shot might have gone high over the crossbar and off the glass, but Williams gloves it and holds on. Charles Williams has been one of the best goaltenders in the league. Normally he's been in the Eastern Conference, played a few years with Manchester when they were in the league. It's his second or third year with Jacksonville. He actually played a game against the Grizzlies last season. And it seems like every time Charles Williams has played against the Grizzlies, he's played a good game. Draws in the left circle, and it's won by Utah. Now it looks like the linesman says, my bad, we'll do it over again. Referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. The linesmen are Logan Berkovitz and Tanem Wozniak. Wyonzek. As the draw won by Utah, Martin will feed it around the boards. It's cut off by Jacksonville behind the net, and they'll get it carried over to the far side. Nazarene, the goal scorer, skates towards his goal line, and he'll chip it into the near corner. Jacksonville will lift it out to center ice. Bouncing puck is corralled by Bryson Martin. He'll nudge it ahead as the Grizzlies left point dump it in. Williams behind the net. He plays the puck pretty well in years past, and from what I've seen, he'll throw it to the far side. Now right point, righty shot, and it gets blocked in front of Walker. Jacksonville towards the right side. Now they'll lift it out to center ice. It bounces off an Iceman and goes towards the near side. And dumping it in is Nazarene, the goal scorer tonight, as Jacksonville tries to get it back to Nazarene. It goes to the right point for Martin. Now he feeds it across, slot, shot, and somebody got a piece of it as it goes wide off the glass. Now Jacksonville slot skates in, shot, and that one goes wide as Bryson Martin off the boards will lift it out towards Walker. Now the Grizzlies cross center ice. They were looking for Penner, and it's picked off. Jacksonville skates back into the right side. Now looking for a centering pass. It kicked off the skate of Penner. Now Jacksonville slot, Martin with a shot, and that one goes wide and deflects out of play. 7:30 is left in the first period. Jacksonville with 8 shots. The Grizzlies have taken 6. And Luke Martin's certainly been active once again for Jacksonville. And think about the year he had with the Grizzlies last season. Him and Charles Edward Dastu, who's currently in Finland, made up, for my money, the best defensive pairing in the league. Martin had 10 goals and 33 assists for the Grizzlies last year and a plus-minus rating of plus 23. Luke Lynch will take the draw against Keaton Jamison in the Grizzlies zone. And the face-off won by Utah as they get knocked down. Now left circle looking for Howard-Chuck out in front. It's picked off by Raby. Dakota will carry it out to center ice. Now feed it to the center ice logo for Fitz, who dumps it in. Raby chases after it in the right corner. He avoids a check but loses the puck. Jacksonville overskates it, does Martin. Now Fitz will skate in. Fitz looking for Raby out in front. Raby with a shot, saved by Williams. Now the puck squirts off the end wall. Jacksonville will skate towards the near boards. Now they'll feed it out to center ice. Utah delivers a big-time hit as the puck is deep in the Grizzlies zone. Bryson Martin gets it. He'll throw it to Jamison. As play starting to get physical over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Grizzlies will feed it across off the near boards. Martin pokes it into the offensive corner. Martin gets it, skates around the net. I'd look to center it out in front. The only guy there was an Iceman, and that's Zach Jordan, who had 1 goal and 1 assist last night, was one of the 3 stars. As over at center ice along the near side, Grizzlies left it high into the air as it bounces in the Iceman zone in the slot. Jacksonville gets it. They'll toss it ahead towards the far side as they spread the ice with 6.5 minutes left in the first period. Icemen dump it in. McDonald will backpedal to get it. Connor skates around Parik's net. Now he'll throw it to the far corner for Thomas. He gets a poked away centering pass. Shot! And that one goes wide, but Connor McDonald knocked down a Jacksonville skater as the Icemen got the puck in the far corner, threw a centering pass out in front, and they were trying to accept the pass, and Connor McDonald did what he had to do. That's a good penalty by McDonald as the whistle blew. And Connor, I'm not sure exactly what the rule is that he broke because we're not going to see the official signal, but Connor McDonald gets 2 minutes in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's best DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Jacksonville wins the faceoff. Martin delivers a big-time hit in the left corner. Puck glides along the boards, taken by Christopher Brown. They'll bounce it off the near wall for Martin. Over to the left side, one-timer, and that goes high over Parik's head and stays in play. Brown, right corner, trying to feed it out in front, picked off by Martin. He bounces off the skate of a Jacksonville player, and he'll throw it up top. And the puck exits the zone as Slotermeyer couldn't keep the line. He'll get it back to Luke Martin, who skates back into his own zone, stops in front of Charles Williams. Now he'll start the attack skating north-south. He'll feed it to the left side. Now Jacksonville regains the offensive line. They feed it up top for Martin, who throws it to the right side for Brown. Back to Martin. He throws a left wing pass. Jacksonville skates towards the left circle, wide open. Looking for a shot. Gets poked away by Kolatarchi. Good job by the Florida native. Dakota Raby in the area. Gets poked past him onto Martin. He feeds it across, but it exits the zone. Halfway through the Jacksonville power play, as they've had the puck exit the zone a couple times, as the Icemen still with the puck at neutral ice. They bounce it off the skater. Does Luca Hanno. Now Hanno will retreat back into his own zone. He's out there along with Jacob Hammaker as both teams made a line change. Less than 5 minutes left in the first period. Jacksonville leads 1-0. Icemen cross center ice, right wing. They gain the line, skate towards the right corner. Icemen stop. They throw it back up top for Nazarene. Now to the slot, back to the left circle. Now back to Hanoi. Takes a lefty shot and gets blocked out in front of Parikh. Rebound out in front. And where's the puck? Jacksonville with a shot, and Utah clears it out. Good job by the Grizzlies. The puck was just laying out in front of the crease, and the Grizz did a good job not letting Jacksonville get a good look. Icemen re-enter the zone. Right circle. They look to center, and it's picked off by Utah. Pass ahead to center ice. Now it's taken by Jamison. He'll gain the offensive line. He'll avoid a check. Jamison in the corner gets held up by Jacob Panetta, the former Colgate product, second year with Jacksonville for Panetta. As the Icemen skate down the middle, out of the penalty box to McDonald. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Icemen from center ice dumping on to Parikh, who gloves it and holds on. 4:08 is left in the first period. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. Jacksonville's 0 for 1 on the power play, but they lead 1-0 as Aaron Nazarene scored 41 seconds in. Is it a timeout? Now, it looks like we're going to keep it right here as the Icemen lead 1-0. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the second period, as the Grizzlies have been a good second period club. Utah trying to get back to the 500 mark this season. They are 9-10 on the year, while Jacksonville is 10-9. Draws in the left circle, and it's taken by the Icemen as they've outshot the Grizzlies 9-7. Over in the left corner, getting held up by Nilsson. Penner's over there as well, along with two Icemen in their Aquaman specialty jerseys. Icemen feed it over to the left point, and they'll wrap it around the boards off the end wall, and it goes to the right corner as the Icemen battling. Penner over there. As the Icemen continue to battle, it rolls towards Robinson. He'll bounce it off of Panetta. Now right circle, Jacksonville swings and misses on a shot. Grizzlies trying to poke it out of the zone. Jacksonville keeps it in. Hadfield loses the puck. Grizzlies, Johnny Walker gets blasted in his own zone. And the puck goes out to center ice. Walker, wait, is he still down? He gets back to his feet, but slowly. That might be a penalty on Jacksonville as Johnny Walker got lit up in the Grizzlies zone about the time he was delivering a pass. And yes, it is going to be a penalty. Charging is going to be the call, and the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. 3:28 left in the first period. Time on the ice. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Utah's on the power play for the first time tonight. Jacksonville leads 1-0. 3:28 left in the first period. Ben Howardchuk gets 2 minutes for charging as he delivered a big hit on Johnny Walker. Walker takes the face-off as it goes to the right corner. As both teams battle, Jacksonville gets it and clears it all the way out. Andrew Nilsson chases after it as he collects the puck. Nilsson leads the league in power play assists and power play points. Nilsson skates along the near wall with speed. He'll cross center ice. Now he gains the line, veers off to the right circle. Nilsson stops, feeds it up top, but Raby wasn't in the zone as it goes back to center ice. Raby will chip it across to Fitz. Dylan back in his own zone, gets it back to Raby. 30 seconds into the Grizzlies power play, Raby gets hit as he's battling with the puck. Fitz delivers a hit as well. Zach Jordan, 1-on-2, holds his ground, but Raby eventually comes out with a puck. Raby behind Lucas Preitz's net as Grizzlies will get it over to Nilsson. Andrew will feed a pass out to center ice. It goes past Fitz and Walker and didn't hit anybody. And the Grizzlies are called for icing with 1:13 left in the power play and 2:41 left in the first. So the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone where Lucas Parikh has stopped 8 of 9 so far. In fact, Parikh allowed a goal in his first shot that he saw from Aaron Nazarene 41 seconds in and has stopped 8 in a row since then. Me and Guy Krenz are hanging out in the Grizzlies lobby here at Maverick Center. Looks like a few people dancing behind the Grizzlies bench. There's head coach Ryan Knaswich. The trainer Colin Lee's always got a towel right over his right shoulder as if he's Jerry Tarkanian. As guy's got a shirt that says County Asylum. He's having some fun. They're near the Grizzlies bench. As Kanaswich talks with Keaton Jameson, Neil Robinson's out there, Christian Simeone, all those guys are on the bench as the drop. And it looks like the referee's talking at the scores table as there's 1:13 left in the power play. The referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. Now he's talking with McDonald and Jacob Friend. Friend's the team leader for Jacksonville, and McDonald, the Grizzlies captain. And so the referee talking with both teams. I mean, Friend's not the captain. He's one of the assistant captains, as the captain is Christopher Brown. Howard checks in the penalty box for charging. And now it looks like we've got penalties. Looks like 5 minutes are on the clock for Andrew Nilsson. Who knows what Nilsson did, but Nilsson's, according to the score bug, is in the box for 5 minutes. So whatever he did must have been off the screen. I'm not sure what Andrew did, but looks like he's now got a 5-minute penalty. 2:41 is left in the first period. We'll see if we can get an update on Andrew Nilsson. It looks like he got a slashing major, 17-19 in. So a slashing major by Andrew Nilsson. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 1:13 seconds. And then after that, Jacksonville will have a major power play. As Andrew Nilsson, and it must have been off the screen that we're seeing because we didn't see anything, got a slashing major. So he's in the box. He's probably in the locker room with less than 5 minutes left in the first period. So the Grizzlies lose their best power play guy, but they also lose, a guy that is instrumental on, situations like penalty kill. And, in a 4-on-4 situation, you're also talking about, situations where Andrew Nilsson with his high hockey IQ, can make a difference there. So Nilsson gets a slashing major, 17-19 in. Maybe we'll get to see a replay, maybe not. I mean, we can't argue the call because it might have been off the screen and we didn't get to see it. So the faceoff, I imagine, is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Utah was 47 seconds into a power play. The last that we saw, Nilsson had the puck and he threw it towards Fitz and Johnny Walker, but the pass went wide of the mark and Utah was called for icing. Draw in the Grizzlies zone is won by Utah's Aaron Tho. We'll throw it back to the far side. So the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone regardless of the penalty that Nilsson got. Now right side, Jacksonville, Hunter Skinner. I tried to feather it out in front. Nobody was home as Skinner was over in the right circle. Now the Grizzlies cross center ice. Walker dropping off for Raby. Raby skates to the left circle. He stops near the boards as he's in the offensive zone. He'll throw it to the right side. Grizzlies with a lefty shot, and it goes wide. As Howard Chuck's got 40 seconds left in the penalty box, we're skating 4-on-4. Grizzlies backing out into their own zone as they want to re-enter the zone with momentum. Puck bounces off a Raby's stick, now to the right circle. Jacksonville drops it off. They skate into the slot. They'll take a shot. Saved by Parikh as Jacksonville didn't get much on it, and that's because the referee spotted a penalty for Utah. So it looks like the Grizz are going to get a penalty, and we're going to get a 4-on-3 situation for 30 seconds. And then when Howard Chuck comes out of the box, it's going to be a 5-on-3. So a critical sequence here late in the first period as Jacksonville leads 1-0. Johnny Walker gets 2 minutes. His back check, I guess, developed into a hook as Jacksonville was looking for a shot, and Walker just got a piece of him and didn't allow them to get much of a shot off, which I think was a good penalty on Walker because it would have been one of those grade A chances if he would have let it go. So Walker's in the box. So is Andrew Nilsson, who's serving a slashing major. We're skating 4-on-3 for 30 seconds. Draws in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah wins the faceoff, and Corey Thomas will spin it all the way around the boards. Charles Williams cuts it off behind his net. As the Icemen skate from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. Over to the right side, Christopher Brown. Over to Nazarene, who scored the goal 41 seconds in. Back to Brown. He feeds it to the left circle. Utah picks it off and clears it out. Charles Williams behind his net. 1.5 minutes left in the first. Howard Chuck's out of the box right now, and Jacksonville's got a 5-on-3 power play. And skating in is Luke Martin. He skates down the middle, now veers off into the left circle. He collides with Corey Thomas. Battle in the corner. Harris is over there for Jacksonville. As the puck back towards the left point, Grizzlies clear it out. Good job by the Grizzlies penalty kill unit. Williams skates towards his right. He'll throw an outlet pass as Jacksonville at neutral ice crosses center. Now they veer off to the left as they step over the offensive line. Fitz battling. Colatarchi delivers a hit as Jacksonville rolls it around the boards. Parikh cuts it off. He gets tripped up. And that's got to be a penalty. As Parikh was behind the net, Jacksonville tripped him up. Now we're going to have an altercation in the Grizzlies zone as Bryson Martin holds up Christopher Brown as Parikh played the puck, and then he intentionally got tripped up by Brown. And that was a tough play to see And if you're the Grizzlies, you definitely have to go down and protect your goaltenders. Perique's got his helmet off, and he's collecting himself. Hopefully he'll be okay. Christopher Brown will go to the penalty box, and that's got to be if you're a Jacksonville fan, that's got to be a penalty you don't want to take. You've got a 5-on-3 power play. Now Brown's going to the penalty box for 2 minutes for tripping up Lucas Perique. 53 seconds left in the first. And so what was a 5-on-3 power play for the next 56 seconds, and really for the remainder of this first period, will be a 4-on-3 power play. As Brown's in the box for 2 minutes, Draw's going to be in the Jacksonville zone. As Lucas Perique, obviously we haven't gotten outside of him with his helmet off, collecting himself. Don't know, if he's okay or not. Hopefully he's all right. As Jamison will take the face-off, he wins it. Cole Tarchi over to Martin, left side. Lefty shot, saved by Williams. Williams tried to keep the puck in play, but the referee blew his whistle with 46 seconds left. And the Draw is going to stay in the Jacksonville zone. Grizzlies up to 8 shots. Jacksonville's taken 10. During the first intermission, I'll talk with Guy Carenza and get his thoughts on what he has seen here in the first period. As off the draw, Utah wins the faceoff. They spin it along the wall. It's cut off behind Williams' net. Jacksonville starts the attack from left to right. 35 seconds left in the first period. Luke Martin will feed it to his left. Now Jacksonville still at neutral ice. Gets into the zone. Taken by Corey Thomas at the left point, and he'll clear it all the way out. 25 seconds left in the period. Williams behind his net. He'll nudge it to the near side. Luke Martin gets it. The Michigan man, second-year pro, gets into the zone. Aaron Nazarene along the right wing board skates towards the corner. Nazarene feeds up top to the right point where it's taken by Hanel. Back to Martin, right side, takes a shot, he scores. Luke Martin fired away from the right circle. Looked like maybe it got redirected by Nazarene, but Luke Martin skates to the bench first. And the former Grizzlies got a goal in back-to-back games against his former team. It's a 4-on-3 power play goal. 7.7 seconds left in the first. And the Icemen taking a 2-0 lead. Martin was danced around outside the circle, got into the circle, fired away, and went over the right shoulder of Lucas Perique and into the back of the net. It didn't get redirected, and on the shot, the water bottle flew off of the back of the net where Lucas Perique resides. So Martin picks up his 5th goal of the season. Out of the penalty box should be Johnny Walker, and 7 seconds left in the first. Jacksonville wins the faceoff as the Icemen will feed it to the near side for Hunter Skinner. And the former Ranger draft pick crosses center ice, fires a shot to Perique, who gloves it. And that will do it for the first period as Jacksonville scored a goal 41 seconds into the first period as Aaron Nazarene found the back of the net. And then Luke Martin, with 9 seconds left in the first, delivered his 5th goal of the season. Hanno and Nazarene with the assist. So Martin and Nazarene each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Jacksonville outshot Utah 12-8 in the first period as Lucas Perique stopped 10 of 12 as he's making his first start since November 1st. And Charles Williams has stopped all 8 he has seen. Andrew Nilsson serving a slashing minor, which will continue on into the second period. Johnny Walker got a slashing minor, 18:03 in, and Christopher Brown tripped up Lucas Perique, 19:07 into the first. When we come back, we'll recap the first period. We'll also talk with Guy Carenza and get his thoughts on what he saw in the first 20 minutes, and we'll go over some scores from around the rest of the league. After one period, Jacksonville leads Utah 2-0. The Siegfried and Jensen intermission reports coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Back.
First intermission over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and the Jacksonville Icemen lead the Utah Grizzlies 2-0. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza, and it was a very interesting 20 minutes of play. Jacksonville scored first, 41 seconds in. Aaron Nazarene got his 9th of the year. Travis Howell and Luke Martin with the assists. As Nazarene, it's kind of an innocent-looking backhand shot that went 5-hole on Lucas Preek. Lucas tried to close the door, but it just squirted past him and into the back of the net. Obviously, one Lucas would like to have back. Remember, he's making his first start since November 1st is Lucas, who made 4 starts earlier on. In fact, he started 4 games in a row, games 2 through 5 in the regular season, and he had a .917 save percentage. Preek has stopped 8 of 10 so far. Nazarene's goal was a 5-on-5 tally. He now has 9 goals to lead the Icemen on the season. It stayed a 1-0 game throughout the rest of the, throughout the majority of the first period, and then the penalties started to pile up later on in the first frame. Connor McDonald got a holding minor, 13:44 in. Grizzlies did a good job on that penalty kill. Ben Howardchuk got a charging minor, 16:32 in, as he delivered a big-time hit on Johnny Walker. Early on in the Grizzlies' power play, Andrew Nilsson threw a pass towards Dylan Fitz and Johnny Walker. The pass went wide of the mark, and Utah got called for icing. And we're not sure what happened after that because they didn't show it, and so it was off the screen that we're watching on Flow Sports. But Andrew Nilsson appears to have committed a slashing major. Time of that penalty was 17:19 in, and so that made it a 4-on-4 situation for a little bit. And then Johnny Walker got a slashing minor, 18:03 in. Jacksonville had a guy skating towards the net, and he would have had a grade A scoring chance if Walker didn't slash him. So it was one of those good penalties that Walker took, and that made it a 4-on-3. Then eventually turned into a 5-on-3 power play. While they were skating 5-on-3, Christopher Brown tripped up Lucas Preek behind Utah's net. Kind of an easy call to make. Preek looked like he was going to be okay. He kind of staggered around a little bit, had his helmet off when we saw him. We're not entirely sure if he's 100% because, unfortunately, not being there, we're not able to see, Lucas Preek unless they show us, and they didn't really show him all that much. And so, it was a 4-on-3 power play, and Jacksonville got it in the offensive zone, and Luke Martin had plenty of room on the right side. He was just outside the circle, then kind of skated in one step in the right circle and fired away with a quick righty wrist shot that went over the right shoulder of Lucas Preek and into the back of the net. The water bottle flew off, and Martin picked up his 5th of the season. He's got a goal in back-to-back games against his former team. He's got a lot of guys that he knows on the Utah bench, as a lot of players returned from last season's Grizzlies club, including Dakota Raby, who was his college teammate at Michigan. I know towards the end of the regular season, Keaton Jamison, Christian Simeone, Luke Martin was with Andrew Nilsson quite a bit in the first half of last season. Guys like that. Johnny Walker towards the end of the year. James Shearer. An update on Shearer. I think from what I hear, he might end up coming back into the Grizzlies lineup next week. So he's been working out and he's been trying to recover from an injury he suffered in Game 3 of the regular season. Hopefully we'll get James Shearer back for the Kansas City series, which will be next week. And that'd be a big addition because he's one of the best defensemen that the Grizzlies have, and he certainly made a strong impression late in the regular season last year. And he also played pretty well in the first 3 games of the regular season. So with the Luke Martin goal that was scored with 9 seconds left in the second period, that made it a 2-0 game. Looks like we'll skate 4-on-4 the first minute, 8 seconds of the second period, as Christopher Brown is still serving his penalty for tripping up Lucas Parikh, and then Andrew Nelson continuing to serve as slashing major. And like I said, it was off the screen, so we can't really say one way or another. It was probably a good call by the referee, as it was like it was an icing call. We saw the stands, and then they showed the referee at center ice talking with team leaders of both teams, Connor McDonald for the Grizzlies and Jacob Friend of Jacksonville. And before you knew it, Nelson was in the box for 5 minutes serving his slashing major. He probably actually went to the locker room as there was less than 5 minutes left in the first period. And so that's all it was, according to the stat sheet, not like a 10-minute misconduct or a game misconduct, just a 5-minute slashing major. And so the Icemen lead 2-0. Remember, the Grizzlies have been a good second period club this season, and the Grizzlies were pretty good there towards the end of the second period on Wednesday night as Tyler Penner scored a goal in the final minute of the second period. Jacksonville outshot Utah 12-8 in the first frame. And, for the Grizzlies, Johnny Walker had 2 shots, and then 6 other Grizzlies had 1 shot. For Jacksonville, Luke Martin led the way with 3 shots. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist already tonight. Martin had 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday. Hunter Skinner, the former Grizzly, had 2 shots, and a few other Jacksonville skaters had 1 shot each. It'll be interesting to see how the next 20 minutes play out. And from the Grizzlies' perspective, a team that had came into this series with 4 or more goals in 5 straight games. They scored 2 goals on Wednesday. Where's Utah going to find a way to generate that offense? Johnny Walker's certainly a threat. Think about Neil Robinson and Tyler Penner. They've really picked it up over the last 5 games. Robinson's got a point in 4 of his last 5, and Tyler Penner has 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 5 games. So it'll be interesting to see where the offense gets generated for both the Grizzlies and the Icemen. We'll get to Guy Carenza here shortly, but let's go to some other scores from around the league. It looks like a game that's got 36 seconds left in regulation. Iowa and Newfoundland are tied at 2. First intermission at Gas South Arena in Duluth, Georgia. The Atlanta Gladiators lead the Orlando Solar Bears 2-1. After 1 period, Fort Wayne and Indy are tied at 2. First intermission, Toledo leads Kalamazoo 1-0. Toledo won the Western Conference last year, but they're off to a 7-10, 0-1 start. Early second period, Reading leads Allen 1-0. Allen is in last place in the Mountain Division with a record of 5-12-1. First intermission, Greenville leads South Carolina 1-0. Also after 1 period, how about this for a heavyweight matchup? Idaho is at Worcester in the Cam McGuire reunion. Cam McGuire, the broadcaster for Idaho, previously was with Worcester. Cam McGuire's Idaho Steelheads lead Worcester 2-0 as A.J. White has both of the Steelheads' goals. First intermission, Trois-Rivières leads Maine 1-0. 13 minutes left in the first. Savannah leads Florida 2-0. Last night, Savannah defeated Florida 8-2. Halfway through the first period, Cincinnati leads Wheeling 1-0. And at 7 o'clock, Wichita is at the red-hot Rapid City Rush. Rapid City is 12-8 on the season, and they are red-hot right now as they are 8-2 in their last 10 games. In fact, they're on a 5-game winning streak. Wichita's off to a good start. They are in third place in the Mountain Division with a record of 11-7-2. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll talk with Guy Carenza and get his thoughts on what happened in the first period and what's going to happen here in the second. First intermission, Jacksonville leads Utah 2-0. This is the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
They got the kiss cam going on here in Jacksonville. One guy got shown on the kiss cam with, I'm guessing it was his sister or something, because he just took off. he just ran from that kiss cam as fast as he could. As Jacksonville leads 2-0. We're going to skate 4-on-4 the first minute, 8 seconds of the second period, and then Jacksonville will have a power play as Andrew Nilsson got called for a slashing major, 17-19 into the first. We're joined by Guy Carenza hanging out here in the Grizzlies lobby at Maverick Center. And Guy, Lucas Preek gave up that one early. It stayed a 1-0 game for quite a while. And if we're talking about another momentum change, Andrew Nilsson, we can't verify what happened other than what we see on the stat sheet on the box score on the ECHL app, which says 5-minute slashing major, and that kind of changed momentum as the Grizzlies had a power play, and then Walker got a penalty, and then Jacksonville scored that second goal with Luke Martin with 9 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, Tyson, and unfortunately, we didn't get to see that Nielsen penalty. That was off screen. We didn't get to see what that was, but you imagine with a 5-minute major that it had to be something significant. And you're right, that is a big momentum changer. And I think going into the rest of this game, the Grizzlies need to be more disciplined. If they've taken 2 penalties, two minors, and then this major here, they need to be more disciplined, especially against Jacksonville, who has a very potent power play.
I think both the penalties that the Grizzlies had, other than the Nilsson penalty, were smart plays. It was like McDonald, it was a 2-on-2, and McDonald had a Jacksonville player in front of him, and he just made sure to grab him. Otherwise, Jacksonville had a good look, and Walker was pretty much the same way with his penalty. And I think that with Jacksonville, they're a team that seems that they like to possess the puck. It doesn't seem like all that different of a style from what Tim Brandon wanted, when he was the Grizzlies head coach. Possess the puck a lot. I think for Jacksonville, on average, they're out shooting their opponents by 6.5 per game. And unfortunately, if you're looking at, who had the puck the majority of the first period, it was probably Jacksonville. And because of that, they seem to be one of the faster teams in the league, utilize their speed and keep the puck along the wall. And, if they're able to get those centering passes through, they could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, Tyson, it did seem like Jacksonville did have possession most of the time in that first period, but I like the pacing of this first period today a lot better than what we saw on Wednesday. I thought it was a little bit more faster paced, although Jacksonville did have possession more often than the Grizzlies did. But I think that's something to build upon going into the rest of this game for the Grizzlies. If that game can open up, I think that that favors the Grizzlies going forward.
Johnny Walker was active in the first period. I think Dakota Raby played a good first period as well. And Connor McDonald over in the corner was able to do some things. And I thought Corey Thomas, was pretty active in the first period as well defensively. Kyle Pouncey, it seemed like he was battling along the boards. And I think that, if we're thinking about, winning those battles along the boards, I think the Grizzlies, especially, being short a few players and, Michalchuk being suspended for 2 games for an unpenalized elbowing infraction, on Wednesday, the Grizzlies are just going to have to continue to battle and win those 50-50 pucks.
Yeah, Tyson, I think it's interesting that you mentioned those 50-50 pucks, those battles, because I think if the Grizzlies want to win this game against a gritty team like Jacksonville, they're going to have to do the little things. They're going to have to win races to the puck. They're going to have to win those battles along the boards. They're going to have to play hard. They're going to have to play gritty. That's just what's going to come down to, especially against a team like Jacksonville.
Lucas Preek stopped 10 of 12 in the first period. He let that one early, go through him 5-hole, and then looked like he started to settle in. Then towards the end of the first period, he got tripped up a little bit by Christopher Brown and drew a penalty, and then gave up the one to Luke Martin on an open shot with 9 seconds. How do you assess Preek's performance?
Well, first off, it's good to see him back. We haven't seen him in a month, and it looks like he's doing okay. He's healthy again, and hopefully he's okay after that hit from behind the net. But I thought he was a little rusty early on with that first goal, and I don't think that second goal can be blamed on him. I think he was screened on that shot from the top of the circle by Martin. So, I thought Parikh for the most part played pretty well. I feel like after he got the first couple shots in, he warmed up a little bit, and now I feel like he's settled in.
We'll see what happens here in the next 20 minutes of play. Grizzlies are going to have to be shorthanded. It's going to be a 4-on-4 situation for 1:08, and then Jacksonville will have about 1 minute and 9 seconds worth of a power play after that. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And I think for the Grizzlies, being a good second period club, especially being on the road, you want to make sure that you're at least tied or have the lead after 2. So it's really big for the Grizzlies offensively to do some things here in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, Tyson, I think first off, it's important for the Grizzlies to come out here and kill this penalty. You can't go down 3-0 against a team like Jacksonville. And then second off, you got to play with speed. You got to start playing your game. I want them to come out with intensity once they kill these penalties. You had your fun in the sun yesterday, 80 degrees down in Jacksonville, great weather. Wish we had that here. Yeah. Your time at the beach is over. It's time to focus on the Icemen. And I think that if they can get the next goal, keep this 2-0, and then get the next goal, I think that'd be huge.
Yeah, 80 degrees in Jacksonville. What was it today in the Salt Lake Valley? Maybe 40 degrees. I think right now it's like 33 degrees here in West Valley. We'll talk with Guy during the second intermission. When we come back, we'll have second period action as Jacksonville leads 2-0. They'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute, 8 seconds. And then after that, Jacksonville will have 1 minute and 11 seconds worth of a major power play. This has been the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Jacksonville leads 2-0. We're about set for second period action over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Grizzlies this season have outscored their opponents 23-19 in the second period. Utah's been pretty good when they've got a lead after 2, but they're down by 2 here tonight. Utah's 6-1 when leading after 2. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to get a power play. The Grizzlies so far this season, over the last 13 games, at 30.1% on the power play. Think about some of the guys who have produced for the Grizzlies over the last 5 games. Look at Neil Robinson. He's got a point in 4 of his last 5 with 2 goals and 2 assists. Dylan Fitz has a point in 4 of his last 6 games. Tyler Penner has 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 5 games. And Dakota Raby has a point in 5 of his last 6 contests. And Andrew Nilsson has a 6-game point scoring streak. And Johnny Walker over his last 3 games has 3 goals and 2 assists. So watch out for those guys in the second period. Andrew Nilsson is, looked like now they've got it listed as Stone on the score bug, even though Andrew Nilsson's the one on the stat sheet that's got the 5-minute slashing major, but it is Nilsson that's in the box right now. It's possible that Stone is representing Nilsson in the penalty box, but hey, we're not really sure. So Walker's going to take the face-off against Brendan Harris as 20 minutes are on the clock. Grizzlies in the black jerseys tonight, but it's Jacksonville and their Aquaman specialty jerseys that win the face-off. Aquaman will skate from right to left here in the second period as the Icemen 4-on-4 will feed it to the near side for Jacob Brent. Still in the Jacksonville zone. He couldn't handle the pass as Walker on the right point of the offensive zone. He'll skate back to neutral ice. The Grizzlies want to re-enter the offensive zone with momentum. Walker gets the puck as he'll feed it off his own end wall back to Dakota Raby. Raby out there along with Kyle Pouncey and Bryson Martin. Now back to Martin. He'll feed it along the near wall. Jacksonville in the offensive zone gets to the right circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to the right corner as Jacksonville will skate back to the right circle. Icemen hanging out just outside the right circle. He'll drop it off the boards. Now across to Panetta. He'll feed it to the high slot. Lefty shot goes wide on a one-timer from Harris. Now Panetta back to Harris. He'll skate towards his right. As there's 20 seconds left in a 4-on-4. Harris gets pushed by Pouncey and gets divorced in the puck. Walker drops it behind the back pass to Pouncey, who skates into the offensive zone. Now to the slot for Martin. He veers off to the left. He'll take a shot and it goes wide as he trying to go glove side on Williams. Puck glides along the near wall. It's Fred. He skates in left circle. Shot. Saved by Preek. And Lucas will throw it over towards the end wall. And the Grizzlies out to center ice. Now they gained the line 2-on-3. Left circle Walker with a shot. Saved by Williams. Jacksonville is now on a power play for 1 minute 2 seconds. As out of the box is Christopher Brown. Jacksonville hanging out in their own zone 1.5 minutes into the second period. Now they start the attack. They feed it to the near side. Jacksonville's Lodermeyer will roll it around the boards. Corey Thomas in the right corner cuts it off as he'll feed it out to Penner. Penner crosses center ice 1-on-2. He'll gain the line and he'll dump it off the end wall. Jacksonville skates over there looking for Penner, who overskates it. Now it's taken back by the Icemen. Jacksonville to neutralize across the center ice right wing. Now they gained the line, try to drop it off in the point. Utah anticipated it and clears it out. Good job by the Grizzlies penalty kill unit. Williams behind his net, 22 seconds and counting left in the power play. And it's now taking its Luke Martin, the Michigan man. He'll throw it to center ice now across to Lodermeyer. He gains the line, skating past Hunter Skinner, loses the puck, and Fitz will clear it out. Fitz' pass went all the way out towards Charles Williams. And it looks like we get a whistle as Williams is trying to get rid of the puck, but the Grizzlies skated out towards him, and he couldn't find a place to get rid of the puck, and it was a quick whistle by Trevor Wolford, the referee. So the draw is going to be in the Jacksonville zone. 8 seconds left in the power play. And then Nielsen, I believe, is going to come out of the penalty box, even though they've got Stone listed as the guy representing him. They've added a game misconduct to the stat sheet. So it looks like Nielsen's gone. He gets a game misconduct for that slash. And so that's why Stone's listed on the score bug. He's the one that's going to come out of the penalty box. Jacksonville wins the draw. They skate around the net. Out of the box is Jordan Stone. Breaking news, Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct to go along with the slashing major, as listed on the ECHL box score. On the ECHL app is Dylan Fitz crosses center ice, feeds it across. Grizz in the offense's own left circle. They try to get it across to Fitz, and it bounces off the near wall. As Fitz battling, now the Icemen get it. Brown will nudge it ahead, 3-on-2. Icemen dropping off to the right circle. Righty shot, and it goes wide as it hits off the side of the net. As Raby will get it back towards Fitz. Dylan will skate towards his blue line and feed it out as it goes to the Jacksonville blue line. Hunter Skinner gets it across. Utah picks it off. Now Jacksonville gets it back as they will roll it along the near wall. It's taken by Travis Howe, who skates around Jacksonville's net, and they'll feed it to the far side. Icemen still back deep in their own zone as they'll get it to the far corner. They'll nudge it out to center ice. It glides along the far wall. Utah gets it back. Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct to go along with the slashing major. As McDonald will toss it ahead looking for Penner. And Jacksonville will nudge it back to McDonald at neutral ice. Connor will throw a left wing pass that hits off of Robinson. He battles along with Jacksonville as it goes back into the Grizzlies zone with Utah in control. McDonald over to Penner, back to Walker. He gets knocked down at the Jacksonville blue line. Icemen cross center ice. Now they gain the blue line to the right wing, and they'll dump it softly around the boards. McDonald to the end wall, avoids a check as it goes to the left corner. Now Utah gathers it. Penner will throw a cross-ice pass off the far wall. Grizzlies battle in Jacksonville territory, neutral ice. Robinson gets it taken away. Icemen cross center and dump it back in. 4 minutes into the second period, Icemen 2, and the Grizzlies nothing. Grizz throw it in front of their net. Connor McDonald will nudge a backhand pass towards Walker. It glances off his stick. Icemen get it back. Jacksonville feeds it to the left side for Harris at center ice. He'll throw it to the slot. Jacksonville skates in. Brown with a shot. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on as Brown tried to go stick side on Lucas. But Lucas made a save, and a whistle blew pretty quickly with 15:43 left in the second. Jacksonville has outshot Utah 3-1 in the second period. And unfortunately, we don't get all the information sometimes that we'd like, but it looked like, we're wondering why Stone's number was listed on the score bug, and that's because Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct to go along with the slashing major. So it looks like we're not going to see Nilsson the rest of the night as Utah wins the faceoff in their own zone. Fitz will throw it out to neutral ice. Connor McDonald chasing after it. Actually, it's Corey Thomas who's going to play a lot of minutes now. Now Raby skates into the offensive zone down the middle. Take a lefty shot. On the one goes wide off the glass. Now to the near side. Where's the puck? Raby has it in the right corner. Trying to get to Jamison, goes past him. Thomas, high slot, shot, saved by Williams. And he holds on. If Corey Thomas scores, it will be his first as a pro, and he had a pretty good look from the slot. Luke Martin will skate towards the bench. As the draw is going to be in the Jacksonville zone. Grizzlies have taken 2 shots here in the second period. Jacksonville's taken 3. Face off in the Grizzly zone. As the draw won by Jacksonville. As they're in the offensive zone, or actually they're in the Jacksonville zone. As the draw to the right side, now right point, Fitz with a shot. And it goes wide as Jacksonville will get it along the far side. They'll throw a long-range pass looking for icing, and it's called as Tyler Penner skated over there along with Victor Hadfield. And icing is on the Icemen 5 minutes into the second period. It's the Icemen 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. Utah trying to get back to the 500 mark this season. They've got a 9-10 record. Jacksonville is 10-9. Icemen are 6th in the South Division with a .526 winning percentage. Grizzlies are right now tied they're in 5th place by themselves with a points percentage of .474. Draw in the Jacksonville zones won by Utah. Left point, Grizzlies skate towards the middle. Utah will take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. That's taken by Martin. Now Jacksonville out to neutral ice as they'll cross center ice. Now they'll gain the line as they'll feed it over to the left wing boards. Jacksonville gets held up by Utah. Now the Icemen lose the puck as Cam Strong will fire it across, as picking up his stick again is Aaron Tho, as the Grizzlies will throw it over to the right side as it ricochets off the near boards on a long-range pass. Jacksonville will clear it out to center ice, taken by Hadfield. He'll gain the line to the right side. I feather to pass out to the left side that's picked up by Colatarchi. He'll nudge it ahead in a big-time hit at the Utah blue line. That was Simeone that went down. 14-18 left in the second. Simeone gets back to his feet as Jacksonville skates into the right side. Righty shot, and it goes wide. Lair tried to go stick side on Parikh. Utah gets the puck, and Colatarchi will float it out to the Jacksonville blue line where it's taken by the Icemen, and they'll clear it out to center ice and into the Grizzlies zone. Parikh will get it off the end wall, and he'll survey, and he'll throw it to Bryson Martin. Martin with a pass off the far wall, and now Utah has it 2-on-2. They gain the line. Walker slot shot, and it gets blocked as it goes towards the near wall. Back to Penner. He's behind the net, but Jacksonville will cut him off. Icemen will ricochet it off the near glass, and it goes out to center ice. Grizzlies trying to poke it ahead, but Jacksonville will skate into the offensive zone. Icemen to the corner. They float it out to the left point. Now back towards the end wall. Centering pass goes through to the right circle. Now the Icemen skate to the corner with Penner shadowing. Now the Icemen skate in. Wraparound shot. Saved by Parikh. The puck exits the zone. As Jacksonville skates after it, it's going to be icing on Utah with 13:20 K-Fan left in the second period. Jacksonville with 15 shots according to the score bug. The Grizzlies have taken 10. If you joined us late, Era Nazarene scored 41 seconds into the game. That made it 1-0. Then Luke Martin found the back of the net on a power play tally with 9 seconds left in the first period. Draws in the left circle, and it's won by Christopher Brown and the Icemen. Luke Martin, left point, shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes to Utah. Grizz out to neutral ice, cross center. Jacksonville got back defensively. Utah on the left point, fires a shot, saved by Williams. He holds on. It was kind of a tricky hop that he had to get, but he was able to glove it with 13:06 left in the second. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. Jacksonville leads 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Icemen 2 and the Grizzlies 0. Remember, the Grizzlies return home for a 2-game series against the Kansas City Mavericks December 17th and 18th, as we're back to live action. Draw in the Jacksonville zone is won by Utah. Keaton Jamison along the end wall battling with 3 Icemen. Jacksonville comes out with the puck as Derek Lodermeyer will feed it across. Now the Icemen cross center ice. Ben Howarchuk dumps it into the corner as he's battling one-on-one with Pouncey as it ricochets towards the near wall. Dakota Raby battling as Jacksonville's Howarchuk couldn't reach it. And Dylan Fitz gets the puck. He skates along the right wing, crosses center ice, and he'll dump it into the corner. Chasing after it's Jamison, but Luke Martin will poke it back towards the far side as Fitz over to the corner, centering pass to Jamison, shot saved by Williams. Rebound out to the left side. Jacksonville will get it, and they'll carry it out of the zone themselves. 2-on-2. Icemen feed a right wing pass. Now they gain the line. Right side lefty shot goes wide, and it rolls along the near wall. Out to center ice. Jamison had to go past him as Luca Hanno, number 28, will feed it ahead. Now Jacksonville into the offensive zone. Harris gets it to the slot. Now they veer off to the right circle. Howarchuk stops, and he'll skate back towards the right point. Now feed it just outside the right circle. Now long-range pass doesn't connect, and it goes into Jacksonville territory. Johnny Walker gets tripped up to the right side, and the official spotted it. Walker is battling, trying to get the puck as it was just outside the right circle of the Jacksonville zone. He went down, and the official made the call. So the Grizzlies are going to go on the power play as Ben Howarchuk will go to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell for the second time tonight. As Howarchuk knocked down Johnny Walker, and we'll see if this gives the Grizzlies a chance to get on the board as Jacksonville's up 2-0. But remember, the Grizzlies' power play this season 22.8%, and they're 30% over their last 13 games. The big kicker, though, is Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct in the first period. So the league's leader in power play points is not in there for Utah. Walker will take the face-off, and he wins it. As Bryson Martin will get it to Fitz. Fitz on the right side. He'll throw it to the right corner for Raby. Raby in the corner gets hit, and skating over there is Strong, and he'll nudge it ahead to Walker. Johnny on the left side will feed it up top for Martin. Martin in the high slot. Now to Fitz, one-timer, and it gets blocked. And the puck just outside the left circle. Jacksonville try to clear it out. Now Raby feeds out in front. Walker with a shot. He scores! Johnny Walker with a power play goal as Utah gets on the board. Raby was just outside the right circle, fed it in front to Johnny Walker, who was all alone. And Walker has now taken the club lead with 9 goals this season. Raby's going to get an assist as he found Johnny Walker out in front. Johnny showed good hands getting the puck, then skated towards his right to get himself in shooting position, and then fired it past Charles Williams. So it's a power play goal for Utah, and the power play, despite not having Andrew Nilsson, clicks as Walker gets his team leading 9th goal of the season. Raby now has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. He gets his 9th assist as the Grizzlies get on the board. 11:30 left in the second period. Jacksonville wins the faceoff, and they dump it in from center ice. Aaron Tho, deep in his own zone, gets over towards McDonald. Now Walker has to go past him to the left point. Jacksonville in the offensive zone feeds it back to the corner. Now they throw it up top, and the pass goes wide to the mark as the Icemen have to skate all the way back down deep in their own zone to get it. 11:10 and counting left in the second as Utah has taken 4 shots here in the second period. Johnny Walker found the back of the net just about 30 seconds ago. As the Icemen cross center ice and dump it in as they ricochet it off the near glass. McDonald chases over, and he'll feed it across to Tho. Tho will dish it out to center ice. It goes past Dylan Fitz as the Icemen chase after it. Then Tim Theocharidis gets it. He's got 2 assists in 13 games. He'll throw it off the near boards. Now pass out to center ice wide of the mark. Simeone will feed it back into his own zone as McDonald gets it on the near side. Connor will throw it back to the far side, and it's taken back to center ice looking for Colatarchi. Jacksonville picks it off, and the Icemen carry it into the offensive zone right wing. Jacksonville centers it. Utah pokes it back to center. Colatarchi delivered a big hit along the far wing boards. It's Jacksonville about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Dumps it in. Preek plays it behind his net as the Grizzlies will float it towards the near wall. Now Jacksonville will throw it across, and it goes towards the slot, towards the far side. Now the Grizzlies will clear it into the Jacksonville zone. No icing as the Icemen pick it up about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. 10:02 left in the second and counting. Icemen drive it into the Grizzlies zone where it's taken back by Jamison. Keaton in the corner with 2 Icemen over there. Raby out over there as well. Raby gets the puck, and he'll skate along the near side. He'll drop it back off for Jamison back to Raby. Raby skates in down the middle. 3-on-3. Raby gets tripped up. No call. He might have just tripped up on his own as the Icemen along the near side will feed it towards the high slot. Utah kept it in. Thomas with a shot that goes wide as it ricochets off the near boards. Now Jacksonville towards the near side gets it out to center ice. Martin pokes it back in. Bryson, that is, for Utah. Now the Grizzlies dump it to the right corner. Jamison skates around the net. Jamison behind the net. I tried to feather it out to Raby out in front. Jacksonville poked it back towards the end wall. As Jamison battling with Raby and a couple Icemen. Luke Martin will throw it ahead as Jacksonville will dish it out to center ice. Grizzlies deliver a big hit. Skating to get the puck in the Grizzlies zone is Bryson Martin. He'll feed it to center ice. Grizzlies have it bounce off the stick of Robinson. Now Fitz enters. He swings and misses from the slot. As Jacksonville out to center ice, they'll carry it in 3-on-3. Skating towards the slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Preek. That was Carson Denomi as the Icemen keep the puck on the right side. Now they skate towards their left. Pass to the right side. Now one-timer goes wide and out of play with 8:49 left in the second period. It's the Icemen 2, the Grizzlies 1, but Johnny Walker gets a power play tally, and he now leads the club with 9 goals on the season. Utah's down by 1, but are attacking as Jacksonville leads 2-1. This is Grizzlies hockey, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them, like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Jacksonville 2, Utah 1. Grizz about outscored the Icemen 1-0 here in the second period as Johnny Walker scored 8:29, and Dakota Raby and Dylan Fitz with the assist. So Fitz gets his 4th assist of the season, and Raby picks up his 9th helper of the campaign. As Ryan Kanasowicz on the Grizzlies bench, he's the second-year head coach and general manager. Jacksonville wearing an Aquaman specialty jersey as the Grizzlies win the face-off. They're in their zone. Ahead to Johnny Walker at center ice. He'll feed it to the right side. Grizzlies avoid a check. Robinson dumps it in. He's got a point in 4 of his last 5. Over to Walker. Feeds it towards the right point. Taken by McDonald. He'll get it across. Lefty shot. Saved by Williams. And he holds on. I think that shot was taken by, that might have been Bryson Martin. As Andrew Nilsson got a game misconduct, a slashing major, 17-19 in. So we got a 5 and a 10. And so the Grizzlies were without their leading scorer. It's an interesting second period. Utah has now outscored the opposition 24-19 in the second periods this season. Draw is going to be in the Jacksonville zone. And if you happen to be in the Jacksonville arena, go to section 106 and you can bid on a game-worn jersey. You can get a Travis Howell jersey or Hunter Skinner or Luke Martin, the former Grizzlies, even Parker Gahagan. Puck it neutralized, the Grizzlies get it. They'll throw it out to Connor McDonald. He skates along the near wing boards. Pass the center ice is picked off by Harris. He'll feed it to the right side. Skating is Corey Thomas to get there in the corner. He collides with a nice man. McDonald skates over there, bounces it off of Harris. Now back towards Thomas. It's Corey looking for McDonald. He gets it taken away. Now up top. Slot. Jacksonville loses the puck as they throw it to the left circle. Grizzlies clear it out. And it looks like it's going to be icing on Utah with 7 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second period. Same two teams in the third and final game of the series on Saturday night. 4:50 pregame show, 5:05 face-off. And then the Grizzlies return to Maverick Center for a 2-game series. The next home game is going to be Ugly Sweater Night, as well as the Teddy Bear Toss. That's going to be Saturday, December 17th. Face-off for that game will be at 7:10, and then the series will conclude on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Grizz win the face-off in their own zone. They try to throw it ahead to Walker. Jacksonville picks it off and throws it to the corner. It's gloved by McDonald, who gets to the far side. Now Penner will throw it to center ice, looking for Raby, who gets knocked down. Penner gets the puck as he skates towards the left circle. I look to center to Walker, is cutting towards the net. The pass went wide. But we get a whistle and an arm is raised. I wonder if Jacksonville's going to get a penalty. Great effort by Tyler Penner. He was surrounded by 3 Icemen, but skated towards the left circle, fired a centering pass to Walker. And I think Jacksonville might have gotten a penalty, and it is. Jacob Panetta, who was a college teammate of Tyler Penner's at Colgate University, he's in the box for 2 minutes. It's actually Panetta's first penalty of the season. It's his 19th game of the year for Jacksonville, but it's his first penalty. As the Grizzlies look to tie up this game with 7:37 left in the second. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Watch out for Johnny Walker, who leads Utah with 5 power play goals on the season. Walker will take the draw against Luke Lynch. As Walker looking at the puck, so is Lynch. As waiting for the linesman to drop the puck, he does. Grizzlies win the faceoff. As Bryson Martin will throw it to Fitz, who's got an assist tonight. Fitz over to Raby, back to Strong. He looked to fire a shot, but didn't get anything on it. Now back to Martin up top. Now Fitz, left side, takes his shot. Arnold is looking for Walker out in front. The pass went wide. As Raby, right side in the circle, skates towards the corner. As Raby surveys, he feeds it up top to Martin. Now across to Fitz. One-timer. He fanned on it as it rolls towards the end wall. Walker spins it along the wall, and it's cut off by Martin in the right point. He'll get it to Raby. Now back up top to Martin. He dishes out to Fitz. One-timer. Saved by Williams. As Fitz had a one-timer from the left circle, but Williams was able to make a glove save. 1:27 left in the power plays. The faceoff's going to stay in the Jacksonville zone in the left circle. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to keep the same 5-man unit on the ice. Jacksonville will get 4 fresh skaters here in the second of a 3-game series. Both teams were off yesterday. Yep, the temperature in Jacksonville was about 80 degrees. On Wednesday night, Jacksonville won 5-2. Walker will take the face-off against Derek Lodermeyer, the reigning league player of the week. Draw won by, now it looks like we'll do it over again. Walker doesn't necessarily take a ton of face-offs, but it seems like on the Grizzlies' power plays, Walker's been the guy that's taken quite a few face-offs. So Walker sporting the beard against Derek Lodermeyer. Walker goes about 6 feet and 180 pounds. 1:26 left in the Grizzlies power play. That Walker goal was a power play goal. Utah is 1 for 2 on the man advantage so far tonight. Draw one by Utah as the Jacksonville player goes down along the left corner. Icemen get the puck, and they'll sail it all the way out towards the Grizzly zone. Lucas Preek behind his net will give it to Bryson Martin, who's being shadowed by Derek Lodermeyer. Martin gets it. He'll skate down the middle in his own zone. Now he'll veer off to the left as he gets to neutralize. He'll drop it off into the Grizzly zone for Raby, who crosses center ice. Raby skates down the middle towards the left circle. He dumps it to the far corner. Raby gets it. He battles with Martin, who pokes it back to the left point. Grizzlies roll it back around the wall, looking for Raby, who's behind the net. He'll feed it off the near wing boards for Fitz. Fitz trying to get it back to Raby, and he gets poked away by Jacksonville. Dumps it towards Parikh. Lucas just outside the crease will fire it off the near wing glass. Goes to Walker. Johnny skates to the right circle. He'll toe drag to the slot and take a shot. Saved by Williams. Rebound goes out to the right circle. Great look by Johnny Walker, but Williams is able to make the save. 2-on-2 battle over in the near boards, just outside the corner. Raby gets the puck. He skates towards the right circle. Now he skates towards his left. He'll feed it to Walker. He's on the left side. Walker skates in. He'll take a shot. Saved by Williams. Rebound goes out to Fitz. He'll throw it to Martin. Martin back to Walker in the left circle. Walker, 10 seconds left in the power play. Back to Martin. One-timer. Glove saved by Williams, but it bounces off his glove and stays in play. Far circle. Jacksonville clears it out. Panetta's out of the penalty box right now in his specialty jersey as Aquaman leads 2-1. And with 5:35 left in the second period, looks like we got a whistle as the Grizzlies might have been called for icing. Utah had some good looks on that power play. The toe drag by Walker from the right side into the slot was probably Utah's best look on that power play. As the draw is going to come back to the Grizzlies zone as Utah was called for icing. It's been an entertaining first 2 periods of play. Jacksonville led 2-0 after one, and then Johnny Walker found the back of the net, 8:29 into the second. Utah is 1 for 3 on the power play. Jacksonville is also 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Lucas Parikh has stopped 15 of 17. Charles Williams has stopped 15 of 16 for Jacksonville. Icemen win the faceoff. High slot. Shot gets blocked. Icemen skate around the net. Now back to the right point. Lefty shot, and that goes wide off the end wall. It's Jacksonville's Brendan Harris. He's being shadowed by Jamison. Now it's the left circle. Lefty shot saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to McDonald. Connor gets it to Jamison. And Keaton has it poked away. Now Jacksonville feeds it to the left circle for Harris. He skates towards his right. Now left circle shot. On it gets blocked out in front. Now Jacksonville right wing shot. Glove saved by Parikh. As Jacksonville moves the puck around pretty well. They got a good look from the right side, but Parikh made a glove save. 5:04 left in the second. 2-1 Jacksonville. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure.
Jacksonville leads Utah 2-1. Second of a 3-game series. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's game 4 of 5 straight on the road. Utah is 6-5 away from the friendly confines at Maverick Center. Remember, last season, the Grizzlies won 19 road games, which was the most in the Mountain Division. Utah trying to get back to the 500 mark as they are 9-10 on the season. Jacksonville is 10-9. Draw in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Lucas Parikh making his first start since November 1st, and he's been solid, stopping 18 of 20. As the draw won by Jacksonville, they skate towards the right side. Lefty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound out in front. Howe was trying to convert, but he gets cut out in front, couldn't get a shot off. Now it's the left point. Jacksonville feeds along the near wall as the Icemen get pushed towards the left corner. Howardchuk trying to feed it out in front. It bounced off the stick and goes towards the end wall. Now Jacksonville skates towards the middle, and Brown gets poked away. Now Howardchuk with a shot, and that gets deflected. Penalty is going to be on Utah. As the Icemen skate towards the right corner, they get it up top. As Jacksonville 6-on-5 now in the delayed penalty. Left wing shot, and it bounced off the Howe and goes to the left corner. Utah touches it up. As the Grizzlies going to get called for a penalty. Kyle Pouncey was the one that touched up the puck. And looks like Jacksonville's going to be on their 4th power play of this contest. It's a 2-1 Jacksonville lead. 4:29 is left in the second. And it looks like Joey Colatarchi, the Florida native from Estero, he's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Penalty minutes 10 and 11 on the season for Joey. He's wearing number 4, sporting a mustache. Draws in the left circle. Jacksonville's outshot Utah 21-16. Icemen lead 2-1. Jacksonville wins the faceoff. Right circle shot, and it gets blocked. Grizzlies gather it. Keaton Jamison will clear it all the way out. Good job by Jamison, the Grizzlies, as Charles Williams to the right of his net. He'll let Luke Martin touch it. Martin skates around Williams' net. Now he'll start the attack. He'll skate north-south. He crosses center ice, drops it off as the Icemen get it back to Martin in Grizzlies territory. He'll feed it to the left side. Jacksonville steps over the blue line. Lodermeyer gets it up top for Skinner. Hunter will skate towards the left circle. Will stop along the boards. Gets to Martin in the left point. He'll feed it to the right side back to Martin, who skates towards his right. He'll take a righty shot, and it goes wide. Skinner gets it in the left side, and the former Grizzly will feed it to the right side in the circle. Back over to Martin on the left side. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Parikh. Rebound shot. And Jacksonville couldn't capitalize, and Utah clears it out. Well, good look by Jacksonville, but it looked like they swung and missed on a one-timer on a rebound out in front, and Utah was able to clear it out. Halfway through the Jacksonville power play, 3:30 left in the second period as the Icemen skate from right to left as we see it on YouTube. As the Icemen gain the offensive line, Luke Lynch in the area. Skinner rolls it around the boards, cut off by Corey Thomas, who tried to clear it out. It stays in right side as the Icemen skate around the net. Now they feed it back towards the right point. As Jacksonville gets to the right circle now up top for Skinner. Out glanced off the skate. He has to skate towards the near boards to get the puck as he rolls it along. Now taken by Corey Thomas, who clears it out. Thomas has played a good game for Utah as it's all the way deep in the Jacksonville zone. Less than 3 minutes left in the second period and 27 seconds and counting left in Joey Colatarchi's penalty. As Jacksonville gains the offensive line again, skates towards the right circle, centering pass, shot, and it gets blocked by McDonald. As looking for the shot was Luke Lynch, and McDonald blocked it. And the Grizzlies clear it out. Good job by Connor McDonald, who seems to lead the team in blocked shots, if that was a category that we were able to keep. Jacksonville gains the line with momentum as they skate towards the corner. Hammaker over in the right corner looks to center it, glanced off a Grizzly. Now it's taken by Penner, or make that Robinson. Out of the box as Colatarchi joins the play as Robinson dumps it in. Big time hit delivered by Colatarchi on Theo Charitis. And now puck goes to the left corner. Colatarchi continues the battle with Theo Charitis. Colatarchi goes down. Harris gets the puck. He crosses center ice. He'll throw it to the left side. Now Jacksonville gains the line. Nazarene skates in. Shot on and got blocked. As Pouncey skates over, and he'll throw it out to center ice. Now into the neutral ice. Grizzlies are able to dump it in, does Johnny Walker. Jacksonville lifts it over the head of Walker. Stays in plays. Grizzlies retreat back in their own zone to get it. Pouncey over to Tho. He'll throw it to the Jacksonville territory. One-time tap deep in the Icemen zone as he goes towards the near wall. Battling is Penner and Simeone along with a couple Icemen at center ice. Johnny Walker, or make that Corey Thomas, will throw it back into his own zone. Bryson Martin gets it. He'll skate down the middle. 1.5 minutes left in the second period. He'll throw a left wing pass that connects to Penner. Tyler skates towards the far corner. Grizzlies trying to chip it back up top to McDonald. It goes past him into the Grizzlies zone. Break skates all the way to the far corner to throw an outlet pass to Martin. He'll feed a blue line pass to Penner. It goes past Penner, deep in the Jacksonville zone. Skinner throws it to Travis Howe. Howe at center ice, dumps it in, and break lets it go for McDonald. He'll get it to the near side. Grizzlies back over to Johnny Walker. As Utah now with 15 skaters on the ice. They started the night with 16, and Nilsson with the game misconduct is out of there as Jacksonville crosses center ice. They'll gain the line. They'll feed it over to the left circle. Backhand shot, and it goes wide. Nice move by Hunter Skinner. The 21-year-old has a lot of talent. He might end up with an NHL future. Grizzlies over to Johnny Walker. Out to neutral ice. He crosses center and dumps it in. Over to the left corner. It hits off the stick of Williams as Jacksonville will feed it out to the far side. They'll ricochet off the boards. Grizzlies are able to keep it in. Dakota Rabies had a good game. Has the puck. Now he loses it. Jacksonville will fire it off the far wing boards. Now Utah gets it back as they peel back into their own zone. 25 seconds left in the second period. Out towards center ice looking for Jamison, but it's Fitz that dumps into the corner. He'll chase after it, but Jacksonville gets there first. And Jacksonville avoids a check of Fitz behind their net. Now they throw it to the near side as the Icemen ricochet off the near boards. Now they gain the offensive line as Hadfield left side centers it, and it goes wide. As Luke Martin along the right wing boards, Fitz clears it out to center. 2 seconds left in the period. Jamison, I looked to center it to the high slot for Raby in the offensive zone, but time runs out on the Grizzlies here in the second period. But Utah outscored Jacksonville 1-0. Is the only goal scored by either side in the second period was Johnny Walker. Got a power play goal as Dakota Raby fed a pass out in front to Johnny, who displayed good hands, was able to corral it and make a nice shot past Charles Williams. Dylan Fitz also got an assist on that power play goal. Utah is 1 for 3 on the power play. Jacksonville is 1 for 4. Good job by the Grizzlies penalty kill unit. Jacksonville 25% on the power play tonight. They're 25% on the power play this season. Well, when we come back, we'll recap the second period and preview the third. And we'll also go over some scores from around the league. And we'll also go through the standings in the Mountain Division. Where does Utah stand now and where are they going to stand at the end of December? That's coming up next. The Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report starts now on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Second intermission over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Jacksonville leads 2-1. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza, and we're at the Grizzlies office. We're just outside the Grizzlies office here in the lobby. If we have a receptionist, she'd be sitting right over there. I guess we'd be the receptionist here tonight. Everybody's like trying to walk across. It's been a lot of fun here this evening as there's an event here at Maverick Center, so we couldn't sit high atop section 114. So this is the place that we chose, and we chose it because, well, it's the only one where we can find an internet connection that worked. So
we got these back here too.
Oh, yeah, we got the Turner Cups. You know, the back-to-back Turner Cups. 1995 is to our right, and then 1996, which was the first year that the Grizzlies were in Utah. That's on the left. You got a few fun names there. Gord Dineen is on the cup. Tommy Salo, Chris Taylor, and all the rest of the Grizzlies that were on that 95-96 team. And it's fun to look back, and if you think about the Grizzlies, you know, they're pursuing a Kelly Cup. They went to the Western Conference Finals last year. And even though they're just off to a 9-10 start to the season, remember the Grizzlies are at home for 22 of their last 36 games. And so I think Utah is going to be a pretty strong second-half club this year. They just got to find a way to win their fair share here in the first half with a lot of road games and with a lot of players currently up in the AHL. You think about currently 6 forwards and 1 defenseman. That's 7 key players for the Grizzlies who are right now in the AHL. And if you think about it, the Grizzlies right now do not have a single affiliated skater. Among the forwards and defensemen, all of them have ECHL contracts. Trent Miner's got an NHL entry-level deal. It's the second of a 3-year contract. He's currently the backup tonight, and Lucas Preek's got an AHL deal with the Colorado Eagles, and he's making his first start since November 1st, and I think Lucas has done a pretty good job stopping 22 of 24 He's kept the Grizzlies in the game. Jacksonville scored early and late in the first period. Era Nazarene scored 41 seconds into the contest. Travis Howell and Luke Martin with the assist. That's two former Grizzlies who really made their presence felt on Wednesday in a 5-2 Jacksonville victory. And Luke Martin scored with 9 seconds left in the first period. Hanault and Nazarene with the assist. So Luke Martin and Era Nazarene each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies outscored Jacksonville 1-0 in the second period. Johnny Walker got a power play goal, his 9th of the season. Raby and Fitz with the assist. It was one of those things where Raby was in the right circle. Walker was just out. He was all alone out in front of the net. And really the only question was, Raby, can he get the pass to Walker? Walker made a nice collection of it and then got to a spot where he felt comfortable with it. And the great thing about Johnny Walker is you think about sometimes, you're wide open out in front of the net. You might get too close to the goaltender and it kind of messes up your shooting angle. Walker found a spot where he can fire away, and he got it past Charles Williams with ease. As Johnny Walker now leads the club with 9 goals this season, and he also leads the team with 5 power play goals. And you think about the Grizzlies' power play over the last 13 games being strong, and really Johnny Walker has been a big factor in that with the 5 power play goals that he has scored. Utah is 1 for 3 on the power play. Jacksonville is 1 for 4. Icemen outshot the Grizzlies 12-8 in the first period, and they also outshot the Grizzlies 12-8 in the second period. So we'll see what happens in the third. I guess by law of averages, Jacksonville might outshoot Utah 12-8 in the third. But the Grizzlies on Wednesday night had 14 shots on Jacksonville. Almost has that feeling that the next goal is going to win this game, whether it's the Grizzlies tying it up and then having some momentum to possibly win it from there on out, or Jacksonville. If they end up scoring early in the third period, taking a 3-1 lead, that could end up helping them cruise to a victory. So it should be interesting to see what happens in the first few minutes of the third period to see which team has the momentum. Not to sound biased, but it kind of felt like the Grizzlies had that advantage in the second period in terms of getting a little bit more puck possession and just kind of being a little bit more in the flow of things on the offensive side. Well, Guy Carenza is sitting next to me, and we got the picks to click standings right there. Anybody, I imagine right now, obviously we still got a period to go, but Johnny Walker's got to be the pick right now for the Grizzlies pick to click. Anybody pick Johnny tonight? I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually pick Johnny based on what he's able to do offensively. It's like Guy Morgan picked Johnny
Morgan's
Walker.
got Johnny.
Anybody else pick Johnny?
We'll give it to Noah Hill, our good friend and colleague Noah Hill.
You took Johnny as well?
Looks like he has a Johnny here. Might have been after he scored, but I'll still give it to him. I feel bad for anybody who had Nielsen, as he's now out after the misconduct.
Yeah, it was interesting going into the period in the first intermission. The stat sheet that we looked at on the ECHL app just had a slashing major. They didn't have anything other than that. I did think it was a little bit skeptical though when I saw Jordan Stone's number on the score bug to start the second period. I thought, well, wait a minute, he's probably either representing Nielsen in the penalty box or Nielsen got more than just that 5 minutes. And then it did show up about a minute into the second period on the stat sheet that Nielsen got a game misconduct for the slash. And you're a little bit concerned that the Grizzlies only dressed 16 tonight. Mikalchuk serving the first of a 2-game suspension for an elbowing infraction on Wednesday, which wasn't penalized. He didn't get a penalty for it, but he got 2 games. And you almost wonder, we didn't get see the slash and don't know the severity of it. You wonder, though, with the game misconduct, whether Nielsen's going to be in the Grizzlies lineup tomorrow in the final game of the 3-game set.
Yeah, Tyson. And unfortunately, like you said before, we just have no idea what actually happened on that play. But, I mean, you can assume that 5-minute penalty and then a game misconduct, they don't hand those out for no reason. So it had to be something significant. But I thought that the Grizzlies did really well minus Andrew Nielsen, especially on that power play. You mentioned Andrew Nielsen having all those power play points. They still managed to get it done. So hats off to the Grizzlies for being resilient.
Well, I think Bryson Martin is certainly capable, especially on the power play, of doing some damage. And, some other guys are playing a few more minutes defensively. I thought Corey Thomas, in the first 2 periods has really been active, and I think he's had a good game. And Kyle Pouncey, I think, has played well as well.
Yeah, Tyson, those guys have had a really good game. And it's really unfortunate that block shots aren't a track stat in this league because I feel like guys like Connor McDonald, Aaron Tho, you mentioned Thomas, you mentioned Pouncey. I feel like those guys would show a lot more on the stat sheet with block shots and stuff like that than they do without it. But, yeah, a lot of good guys on that back end and just a really good group. I like their chemistry.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the third. Lucas Preek has really settled in. He had a nice second period, stopping all 12 shots.
Yeah, I thought Lucas had a good period, and then, like we mentioned earlier, a little bit of a rusty start, but I think that was to be expected after not playing for a month and recovering from an injury. So he came back, was a little rusty, but once he heated up, he's on fire now. He's been a brick wall ever since.
Grizzlies could certainly use the victories. We recall, even if the Grizzlies, who are 9-10 this season, think about all the home games they're going to have in the second half of the year. And really think about all the injuries that Colorado has had, both the Avalanche and the Eagles, kind of hurting the Grizzlies lineup, who are without 6 forwards and 1 defenseman who have played multiple games with Utah this year, who are currently in the AHL. Thinking about Taron Fizer's had a good start to the season, as well as Sekos and Cameron Wright, who led the Grizzlies and still leads the Grizzlies in shots. He's been up in the AHL over the last week. And so I think for Utah, win your fair share of games in the first half and then really come out strong in the second, kind of like what the early 2000s Oakland A's teams did, the Moneyball clubs. 2002, it was like first half of the season, you're kind of treading water about the 500 mark, and then you hit that stride in the second half, and before you know it, the wins start piling up. I got a feeling that might be the case for the Grizzlies this year.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that. You mentioned all the home games, and you mentioned, and I'd like to bring this up, the next games after this series, it's 24 straight games against division opponents. So you got to figure by the end of that, what kind of team you are, who you can beat in your division, kind of have an idea of like how the standings will end up. But I really like the idea of Grizzlies being able to run the table, especially after January, after New Year's. I really think that if they can get a few guys back and really just hammer out these home games and win those home games, I feel like they have a good chance of running the table and making a good playoff run.
Seems like a good formula for winning the division is winning 24, 25 home games, somewhere around there, and then going at least 500 on the road. You're thinking about how many wins is it going to take to win the division? 42 was certainly good enough last year. With Idaho being as strong as they are, could it be 46, 47? And I think with, if you can find a way to eke out a victory here tonight or even on Saturday, you just find a way to chip away, get road wins here and there. And then obviously a lot of home games in the second half of the season. Towards the end of the year, you're going to be right where you want to be in the standings.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that sentiment. And I think this game in particular, you mentioned the next goal being very huge. And I couldn't agree more. I think if the Grizzlies can get the next goal and tie this thing up, if you can at least send it to overtime and at least get a point out of this thing, that would be huge, especially since it seems like there's a mad rush for second, third, and fourth in this division right now. A point goes a long way, even if you can't get the full 2.
And Lucas Preek doing a good job keeping the Grizzlies in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I really think that the Grizzlies have a good chance in this game. And like you mentioned before, I really like the way that they played in the second period. They were shooting, they were coming out with speed, and we started to see the Grizzlies play their way. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out in the third period.
Seems like one of the constants for the Grizzlies has been Johnny Walker, and he's got himself a pretty good run over the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, in the last 4 games, Johnny's got 4 goals and 2 assists. So he's been on a bit of a heater, and he's showing no signs of slowing down tonight.
Unfortunately, with the game misconduct that Andrew Nilsson got, the 6-game point scoring streak will come to an end. Dakota Raby, with the second period assist, now has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. Well, Guy, we'll talk to you during the postgame show.
All right. Thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Carenza. When we come back, we'll have third period action over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena as Utah leads 2-1 as Johnny Walker scored 8:29 into the second period. Jacksonville had a 2-0 lead after 1. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Siegfried and Jensen.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Third period action will begin in about 4 minutes over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. That is assuming the Zamboni was able to make it on the ice. We talked about Wednesday. We were really curious as to why the third period was 9 or 10 minutes late. We're like trying to figure out why we had to kill so much time. And apparently there's a fan Zamboni that broke down right in front of the door and blocked the real Zamboni, if you will, from coming on the ice. So they were late in getting the thing Zambonied up, and so that's why the third period was delayed by about 10 minutes on Wednesday. And so we're certainly hoping that, knock on wood, that doesn't happen again this evening. As the Grizzlies, you're thinking about being a strong third period club. The Grizzlies were that last season. They're going to need a strong third period to at least come away with the standing points, if not more, against Jacksonville, as Era Nazarene and Luke Martin each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Johnny Walker now has a point in 4 straight games. Dakota Raby a point in 6 of his last 7. And Dylan Fitz now has a point in 5 of his last 7 games. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially early on in the third period, to see if the Grizzlies can find a way to tie up this hockey game. One game has gone final in the league. Newfoundland defeats Iowa in overtime 3-2. And Zach O'Brien scored 2 goals, including the game winner. 4:22 into overtime. It's his 10th goal of the season. As the Growlers get the extra standing point, they defeat Iowa 3-2. 17 minutes left in the third period. Atlanta leads Orlando 2-1. Second intermission, Indy leads Fort Wayne 3-2. Just starting out the third period, Kalamazoo leads Toledo 2-1. 14 minutes to go in the third. Allen leads Reading 2-1. Allen is in last place in the Mountain Division, but they've gotten goals from Liam Finley and Hank Chrome, as they have a 2-1 lead over Reading early in the third period. Second intermission, Greenville leads South Carolina 3-2. Early third period, Idaho leads Worcester 2-1. Both of the Idaho goals have been scored by A.J. White, who was their captain. He was a member of the Grizzlies back in the 2020-21 season. Trois-Rivières leads Maine 3-1 in the second intermission. 8 minutes to go in the second period, Savannah leads Florida 2-1. 11 minutes to go in the second. Cincinnati leads Wheeling 2-1. And starting out in about 10 minutes from now, Wichita is at Rapid City. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the third period as the Icemen in their Aquaman jerseys hit the ice. That's right, the Aquaman jerseys. I'm not sure how they look. I think to some people, especially Aquaman fans, those do look like good-looking jerseys. The Grizzlies, I think, were Aquaman during one of the games. I don't remember which one last season. I think it's a different kind of look, though, that the Grizzlies had last season as opposed to Jacksonville. And speaking of Jacksonville's jerseys tonight, remember that 8 days from now is Ugly Sweater Night at Maverick Center, where the Grizzlies will be wearing ugly sweater-themed jerseys, and that should be a lot of fun. That's the Grizzlies' next home game, and it's also going to be the teddy bear toss. And we saw last Saturday, Idaho put together a pretty good showing on their teddy bear toss night. Wheeling had over 1,000 teddy bears on their teddy bear toss night when they had it recently. Can the Grizzlies put together a good showing on teddy bear toss night? That's going to be 8 days from now. I think the challenge is out. Can we get 1,500 teddy bears, 1,800? I'd like to see a big-time number, and I'd like to see a big delay after Utah's first goal 8 days from now. It's the teddy bear toss. All the teddy bears are going to be donated to charity, and it's also Ugly Sweater Night. Guy, they're going to make us wear ugly sweaters here on this YouTube feed that's going to be seen by many people. And so, Guy, either we're going to have to find an ugly sweater or they're going to have to bring us an ugly sweater. The one they gave me last season was about 2 sizes too small. So we're going to have to go do some shopping next week.
Oh, we're going to have to be on our game. I mean, these people on YouTube, they're seeing us call these games. I think they're going to expect something special. So we gotta figure this out.
Or what I'll do is I'll just pick up one of my my sweaters from the closet, and that should count as an ugly sweater. Maybe I'll just wear a Kansas City Mavericks ugly sweater.
That would work.
Just a normal-looking Kansas City Mavericks sweater. That'd probably work for the occasion. 20 minutes are put on the stadium scoreboard clock as we see it here on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Jacksonville leads 2-1. The Icemen have outshot the Grizzlies 12-8 in each of the first 2 periods. Draw at center ice is won by the Grizzlies in their black jerseys with white letters, white number, white on the elbows, and professional green trim. They skate from right to left as Raby crosses center ice right wing, and he tried to chip it in and fanned on it. Jacksonville at neutral ice, being chased by Raby. Now the Icemen back it out in their own zone. They feed a pass to center ice, and Travis Howe will dump it in. Howe is 8th in Grizzlies history in penalty minutes with 429. Puck in the right corner, Jacksonville Try to get it to Martin, but it stays in the right corner as the Icemen back in the right side. They feed it up top to Martin. Now Luke along the boards. He'll throw it towards the slot. Utah picks it off. Grizz lose the puck at neutral ice. Jacksonville makes their first line change of the period, and so did the Grizzlies. As the Icemen to the right side, cross center ice, and Luke Martin drives it around the boards. Back towards Aaron Thoe. He'll tap it towards the end wall of his own zone. Martin will chip it ahead. Bryson, that is, and it goes back to neutral ice, where it's taken back by the Icemen as it ricochets off the near boards. Grizzlies get it. Walker drops it off for Robinson. Left circle shot. Saved by Williams. And he holds on. 18:57 left in the third as Walker skated towards the left circle, dropped it off, and then Walker delivered a hit. To some interpretation, that could have been interference, but the Grizzlies were able to get a good look by Robinson from the left circle, and the draw is going to be in the Jacksonville zone as Johnny Walker has some words for one of the Jacksonville skaters, and I think that's Hunter Skinner, who wears number 3. Utah took the first shot of the third period. That was taken by Robinson. Now Utah wins the draw. Walker on 2 knees out in front of the net, throws it back to the high slot. McDonald with a shot, stick saved by Williams. Rebound goes out to Jacksonville's Hunter Skinner will nudge it out to center ice. It glanced off the stick and run down by McDonald in Utah's zone. He'll throw it across to Aaron Thoe, wearing number 28. Thoe, who played for Wheeling a couple years ago, feeds it across to McDonald. Connor out to center ice. His pass is picked off by Brown. Brown skates in 2-on-3 towards the left circle. He skates towards the goal line now around the net. I tried to feather one out in front. Utah picked it off. As Jacksonville back at center ice, they'll back it into their own zone. As the Icemen spread the ice, they throw it to Brown on the right side. He'll chip it along the boards. And the Icemen poking into the Grizzlies zone. Taken back by Colatarchi. He'll feed it to McDonald. Connor will dish it out to center ice where it's taken by Strong. Strong carries it over the line. Trying to drop it off for Simeone, but the puck stayed towards Strong into the left corner. Now Strong around the net as he gets checked by Jacob Panetta. Panetta picked up his first penalty of the season in the second period. Over to the right point, Thomas with a shot, and it goes wide off the boards. Colatarchi will feed it back to the left corner for Strong. Now to the left point for Pouncey. He'll throw it across to Thomas. He'll take a shot on. He didn't get much on as it rolls towards the end wall. Simeone gets held up, and he couldn't accept the puck. Now to the right side, Strong with a shot that goes wide. Simeone skates towards the near wing boards. Jacksonville gets it in their Aquaman-themed jerseys as the Iceman back deep in their own zone. 2.5 minutes into the third period as they spread the ice. The Grizzlies have taken the first 2 shots of this period. Jacksonville skates down the middle, still in their own zone. Now they throw a right wing pass to center ice. Jacksonville crosses the center and the blue line. Gets poked away by Pouncey. Grizzlies get tripped up along the near wall. It goes to center ice as Jamison will skate towards his right. He'll feed it to the right point. Grizzlies onside. Oh, no, they're not onside. Offside says the linesman. 17-12 left in the third, and the Grizzlies battling to try to tie up this game. It's game 4 of the road trip. Last weekend, the Grizzlies split a 2-game series against the Idaho Steelheads. Idaho has only lost twice at home this season, and both times were to the hands of the Grizzlies. And then Wednesday night, Jacksonville won 5-2. Draw's going to be at center ice. Keaton Jamison will take it for Utah. As the Grizzlies have taken the first 3 shots of this third period. Utah wins the draw. They throw it to Raby. He'll feed it towards the slot. It gets kicked off the Grizzly skate. Now the Icemen skate towards the left circle. Take a shot. They score. And the Icemen get a big insurance goal. As it looks like Ben Howardchuk gets his second of the year as he skated towards the left circle off a turnover and fired a pass. Lucas Parikh. 17:02 is left in the third. It's the Icemen 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Howardchuk high-fives everybody on the Jacksonville bench as he skated towards the right circle. Thoe was in front of him, and there wasn't much Lucas Parikh to do about that. That was a grade A shot by Ben Howardchuk as he fired it glove side on past Lucas Parikh. So Howardchuk hugs Luke Lynch over in the right corner after scoring. Howardchuk, who played with Jacksonville last year, needs a guy that if he's wide open, he can find a way to find the back of the net, even though he's off to a bit of a slow start offensively this year. Puck glides along the boards at center ice. We're back to live action. Jacksonville peels back into their own zone. They lead 3-1 as it's out to center ice. Utah picks it off, and now we got a whistle. As it looks like the puck entered into the Jacksonville zone offside. Jacksonville only has 1 shot in the third, and it was a goal by Ben Howardchuk. As the draw is going to be at neutral ice. Jacob Friend acting as the captain tonight. It looked like previously it was Christopher Brown that was the captain. It does look like Friend. He's either's got an A or a C on his sweater. As the draw is going to be, I believe, in the Grizzlies zone. Now it's going to be a neutral ice drop, and the Grizzlies win the face-off and dump it in. Taking it's Hunter Skinner. He'll throw it to Travis Howe. It goes past Howe to the left point. Thomas with fire. A shot that goes wide. He was hoping Walker would redirect it. Right side, Colatarchi around the boards. Utah gets held up behind the net, and that's Walker. Taking the puck is Robinson. He'll throw it to Thomas. He fires it out in front. It bounced off a body. Jacksonville will ricochet off the near glass, and it carries into the Grizzlies zone as Thomas gets the wobbling puck. He'll throw it across to McDonald, who outlets it out towards center ice, and the puck deflects off a stick and goes out of play with 16:14 left in the third. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. I was thinking about starting a TikTok. I just haven't done it yet. I've been pretty busy and pretty preoccupied, and a lot of stuff that's happened over the last couple months, and so. Maybe next year, maybe January of 2023, I'll start a TikTok. I'll have to ask Jared Dane from the Grizzlies office how that works. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. Jacksonville wins the faceoff. They lead 3-1. Left point, they feed it to the circle. A centering pass shot, and it bounces off a Preek and goes back towards the right point. Jacksonville keeps it in. Icemen roll it around the boards. It's behind Utah's net. They skate towards the left corner. Jacksonville feeds it to the left point. It's the Icemen. Theo Cheritis gets tripped up by Colatarchi on. The referee spotted it. Grizzlies hoping to touch up the puck, and they do. As Tim Theo Cheritis got tripped up by Julie Colatarchi, and the referee was in the spot over on the right side to see it and make the call. So Jacksonville, who's 1 for 4 on the power play tonight, goes back on the man advantage. 15:48 left in the third as Joey Colatarchi's in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. It's the second time Colatarchi's been in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell tonight. Jacksonville on the season, 25% on the power play. Tonight, they are 25% at 1 for 4. Draw's going to be in the right circle as Jacksonville trying to ice up this game. Grizzlies in the right corner. Couldn't clear it out as it bounced off of a body. And Jacksonville in the right circle skates towards the offensive corner. Lynch gets taken down by Thomas, no call. Now it goes to the left side just outside the circle. Jacksonville now in the corner, feeds it to the left circle for Lynch. Now the Icemen get it across to Hammaker. He'll feed it to the high slot. Lefty shot, saved by Preek. Rebound shot, saved by Preek as it goes to the right corner. Hammaker will throw it to the high slot now to Hanault. Luca's his first name. And now they throw it to the left side back to Hanault. He'll take a shot that's blocked, and it goes out to center ice. Grizzlies chase after it and overskate it, does Jamison. Taken back by Hammaker. So he'll skate down the middle. He'll gain the offensive line. 3-on-3 skates towards the left circle. Take a shot that goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards as Nazarene, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight, skates towards the near corner. He feeds it to the near circle. Now back to Nazarene as he's just outside the right circle. We'll get it to the goal line. Skating in. Shot saved by Preek, and the rebound goes all the way out to center ice. Jacksonville re-enters the zone from the right wing, and it looks like the Icemen are offside, though, with 52 seconds left in the Jacksonville power play and 14:40 left in the third period. Jacksonville's up to 29 shots to the Grizzlies 19. So Utah took the first 3 shots of the third period, and Jacksonville has responded with the last 5 shots of the contest. Game 3 of the 3-game series will be tomorrow night. 4:50 pregame show, 5:05 face-off. Jacksonville wins the face-off. They skate around their net, and Charles Williams, who's 1-1 this season, it's his third appearance, as Luke Martin will throw it over to Skinner. Skinner to the left side, trying to chip it out in front to Zach Jordan. And it looks like the arm is raised by the referee. Who's the penalty going to be on? Jacksonville touches it up, and it looks like it's going to be on the Icemen as Jacksonville skates towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 33 seconds, and then the Grizzlies will have a power play. In the box for Jacksonville is Hunter Skinner, the former Grizzly. It will be his third minor penalty of the season. 14:21 left in the third. And maybe this 4-on-4 situation could be a good opportunity for the Grizzlies to find their second goal of the game. Utah has scored 4 goals in a 4-on-4 situation, and they've allowed 2. Draws in the right circle, won by Utah. They throw it to the right point. Grizzlies. Bryson Martin skates towards the far goal line. Now a skate in. Shot saved by Williams. Rebound goes out towards the near wing boards. Martin goes down as Jacksonville will feed it back behind their net as we're skating 4-on-4. Coming out of the penalty box in 15 seconds is Colatarchi. As Jacksonville will carry it out to center ice. Christopher Brown skates down the middle. He'll gain the blue line. He'll feed it to the left side as Jacksonville dishes it back to the point. Icemen, righty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out towards the left corner as Cole Tarchi's out of the box right now. The Grizzlies start a power play for the next minute 25. As the puck ends up in the Grizzlies zone, Martin gets it. As the Grizzlies skate from right to left. Martin will nudge it to the left for Tho. Back to Martin, who skates towards the left corner. He gets hit by Hanault. Jacksonville banned on clearing it out. Now they'll carry it out to center ice themselves. As Luke Lynch gets to the offensive blue line and dumps it off the end wall. Parikh behind his net with the Publix sign behind him. As Grizzlies will bounce it off a Jacksonville skater. Now the Grizzlies will cross center ice themselves. Utah gains the line. McDonald down the middle. Takes a shot. Saved by Williams. Blocker saved by Williams. And it goes to the left side. Puck rolls around to Neil Robinson. He gets it on the right side just outside the circle. Robinson will bounce it off of Walker. Gets the puck skating towards the point. Now he stops along the far wing boards. Gets over to Fitz. Dillon in the corner. Robinson over there. He nudges back across to Walker. Johnny, right side will throw it to the left for McDonald. Connor feeds the left circle for Fitz. Back towards Strong in the slot. He gets it taken away, and Jacksonville clears it out. Icemen make a line change. So did the Grizzlies. Long-range pass. Fitz was looking for Strong. Jacksonville pokes it back into the Grizzlies zone. Raby back to Martin. 12 seconds and counting left in the Grizzlies power play. As Martin's still in his own zone, we'll drop it off for Raby. Dakota with great speed crosses center ice. Now he gains the line. He skates towards the left circle. He stops near the boards. Feeds the middle. Poked away by Jacksonville. Out of the box is the Icemen. 3-on-3. Jacksonville gains the line. They skate towards the right circle. They try to feather it out in front on a nice pass from the right circle, but it goes wide. Now to center ice. Jacksonville regathers it. About 12 minutes left in the third period. Icemen lead 3-1. Jacksonville over to the right circle. All alone's Nazarene. He'll skate towards his left. Good poke check by the Grizzlies, and that was Aaron Tho making a nice play. As Strong throws it out to center ice. It's going to be icing on Utah as the arm is raised with 11 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third. Good play by Aaron Tho, as it looked like Jacksonville had a pretty good look with Nazarene on the right side. He skated towards his left, but Tho was able to get a stick in the way. Jacksonville up to 30 shots. The Grizzlies have taken 20. That means the Icemen here in the third period have outshot the Grizzlies 6-4. Draw taken by Walker against Brendan Harris in the Grizzlies zone. Jacksonville wins the draw. They lead 3-1. It's over to the left side. Shot. It's blocked before it gets to Parikh. Walker collides with a Jacksonville player in the left corner as the puck spins to the right side. And good job by Cam Strong boxing out Jacksonville in the corner. As Utah, it looks like Utah, that's going to be a penalty on the Grizzlies. 2-on-1 battle in the right corner. And it looked like Strong and Raby were battling, and a Jackson player went down, and a penalty gets called as the Grizzlies are going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Jacksonville leads 3-1. It's Aaron Tho, number 28, who goes to the box for 2 minutes, and that's a tough break for the Grizzlies. We're back in 30 seconds as Jacksonville leads 3-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
11:36 left in the third period as Aaron Tho goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. He knocked down a Jacksonville player. It was a 2-on-1 battle as Dakota Raby was over there as well, and Tho gets a penalty. Attendance over in Jacksonville tonight is 7,132, 7,132, as Jacksonville is third in the league in average attendance at just over 7,000 per game. So those in the penalty box for 2 minutes. It was a 2-1 Jacksonville lead after the second period. Ben Howarchuk made it a 3-1 contest, 2:58 in. Zach Jordan, who had 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday, picks up an assist. He now has 1 assist tonight. Draw in the right circle, Utah wins it. Grizzlies need to be aggressive, shorthanded as Connor McDonald skates down the right side. 3-on-3. McDonald, right circle, shot. Saved by Williams. Rebound goes out to Jacksonville as the Icemen cross center ice. Now Jacksonville gains the line with momentum. They skate towards the left side around Walker. They stop along the end wall, over to the far goal line. Utah pokes it away. They fan on clearing it out. Jacksonville gets to the right side. And now back to the left. Icemen feed it up top to Hanno. He'll get it to the left circle. They try to get it across. Slot shot saved by Parikh. Grizzlies dive and clear it out. Good job by Utah as they will make a line change. Jacksonville will skate back deep in their own zone to get it. As Luka Hanold will get it as the Icemen over to neutral ice. Now they cross center. As the Icemen back to the right side gain the line. Nazarene will skate towards the right corner. He'll stop in the circle. I tried to chip it out in front to Lynch, and it goes back to the left side. As Jacksonville back towards the left corner as they spread the ice in the offensive zone on the power play. Pass the right circle. Shot. Now it goes wide. They try to go stick side on Parikh, and the Grizzlies clear it out. 50 seconds left in the Jacksonville power play as Charles Williams will skate towards the near corner, and he'll drop it back off for former Grizzly Luke Martin, who has scored a goal in each of the 2 games in this series. He'll throw it ahead, left wing pass, bounces off the boards in the Grizzlies zone. Pouncey in the corner, feigned on clearing it out. Skinner in the area, so is the captain, Christopher Brown. Now the Grizzlies were able to clear it all the way out towards Charles Williams. 30 seconds and counting left in the Jacksonville power play. Both teams have 1 power play goal tonight. This is Jacksonville's 6th power play of the game. As Christopher Brown crosses center ice, being back checked by Walker. He'll feed it to the left side. Jacksonville skates around Utah's net. Now they're on the right side. They feed it to the point. As Martin will get it to the left circle. As Hunter Skinner surveys, he'll feed it back up top to Martin, who's all alone on the left side. Now to the right, one-timer. And it gets blocked by Corey Thomas. That shot was taken by Lodermeyer. Now the Grizzlies get it. Out of the penalty box is Aaron Tho. As Grizzlies skate towards the right side, Fitz with a blast, and it goes high off the glass and out of play with 9:31 left in the third. Boy, Dylan Fitz was just skating along the right side, but didn't quite get towards the circle where he scores a lot of those goals, but got towards the right point, fired away, and his shot goes high off the glass and out of play. 9:31 left in the third. Jacksonville leads 3-1. We're back in 1 minute. This is Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Jacksonville leads 3-1. 9:31 left in the third period. Johnny Walker is Utah's lone goal. He scored 8:29 into the second period. Dakota Raby and Dylan Fitz with the assists. Both teams have 1 power play goal tonight. We skate 5-on-5. Grizzlies in the offensive zone. When the face-off, they dump it into the corner on the far side. Jacksonville is skating from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. Gets it out to center ice. McDonald trying to poke it ahead, and it goes back into the Grizzlies zone. McDonald has the puck. As Connor, the Grizzlies captain, will feed a rink-wide pass out to the left side, and the pass connects as Simeone will drive it around the boards. This goes back towards the right corner. Utah cuts it off. They try to feed a centering pass, and Jacksonville picks it off. Icemen carried across the offensive line. They skate towards the right corner. Jacksonville stops, gets to the right circle. Backhand shot hits the side of the net. Taken by Utah, and Simeone will nudge it ahead towards Strong, and Cam will wrap it around the boards. It's cut off by Charles Williams behind his net. Jacksonville wearing an Aquaman-themed specialty jersey. Big-time hit at the Jacksonville blue line as Corey Thomas has had a good game. Grizzlies get it out to Jacksonville territory. It's picked off by the Icemen who cross center ice. Now they gain the offensive line. They poke it off of, though, as the Icemen to the left side. Hadfield throws it up top as the Icemen get it across the right point, but nobody was there as it goes out to center ice. The Icemen throw an outlet pass out to Grizzlies territory. Now they gain the blue line as Jacksonville to the right circle, leading 3-1. They'll bounce it off the end wall. Parikh comes out of his net, tries to play it, and he glides it out to the right corner. Puck still in play as Jacksonville behind Utah's net. Travis Howell skates towards the right corner. He collides with Thomas. Now to the left side. Jacksonville feeds a centering pass. Shot saved by Parikh. Grizzlies get it with Penner, who skates around Parikh's net. Parikh making his first start since November 1st. Blue line to blue line pass to Robinson. Robinson trying to throw it out in front. Instead couldn't get the pass off as it goes to the right corner. Jacksonville in control as Luke Martin skates down the middle deep in his own zone. Now Martin out to neutral ice. He crosses center from the right wing. Martin gains the line, skates towards the right circle. Shot! Saved by Parikh. Taken back by Utah. Grizzlies throw it out to center ice. Glance stop the stick of Penner, and it goes back to Grizzlies territory. Now Utah at center ice will feed it to the left for Fitz. Dillon dumps it into the corner and chases after it. Fitz gets it, trying to drop it off for Raby. Raby battling along the boards with Hanote. And now the Icemen will skate towards the far side and nudge it out towards center ice. Bouncing puck towards center ice, and it goes back to Bryson Martin. Martin on the left side gains the line. It's still skate towards the circle. Take a lefty shot on it. Goes wide as he tried to go glove side on Charles Williams at the flex out of play with 7:04 left in the third period. Jacksonville's able to hold on to win this game. They will have won 2 in a row in this series. Grizzlies coming into play tonight have won 3 of their last 5 games. And Lucas Parikh, it's good to see him back in net. You think about the former Kings draft pick who's only 21 years old. You know, it's tough missing over a month of action, but outside of allowing those 2 first-period goals, he's had a good game. Obviously allowed the one there early in the third. As Utah wins the face-off, high slot shot, it's blocked. And it goes into the Grizzlies zone. Corey Thomas chases after it. If you joined us late, Andrew Nilsson's 6-game point-scoring streak comes to an end as he got a game misconduct late in the first period. Thomas gains the line to the right side, trying to drop it off to the point. Jacksonville pokes it away. Icemen to the left side chasing after it. McDonald tried to poke it away. Jacksonville got there first. They skate towards the left circle. Icemen in the corner. Feed it up top. As Victor Hadfield will fire towards the net. I got redirected. Now back towards Lodermeyer. So skate towards the left circle. Now feed it back to the corners. It glides around the boards. And over to the right corner. Collision between Howard, Chuck, and Penner. Jacksonville feeds it out in front. Utah picks it off. Grizz will throw it out to Jacksonville territory. It's taken away by Lodermeyer. He'll feed it off the near wing boards for Harrison. It goes wide. Grizzlies out to center ice, bouncing off a Jacksonville stick. Utah gathers it. Simeone skates towards the right side, drops it off. Lefty shot, saved by Williams. Rebound goes out to Jacksonville. Less than 6 minutes left in the third. Howard Chuck gets hit by Kolatarchi in the corner. Puck glides towards the far side. Now Jacksonville will keep the puck. They're still in their own zone as they skate along the far wing boards. Jacksonville out to neutral ice. Now they cross center as they veer off to the right. Icemen gain the line, and they're onside as they feed it off the end wall. As the Grizzlies will bounce it over to Kolatarchi. Joey, the Florida native, throws it to center ice, taken back by Jacksonville. 5.5 minutes left in the third. Icemen 3, and the Grizzlies 1. As Skinner back in his own zone will drop it towards the slot. Now a left wing pass towards center ice. Jacksonville gets around the Grizzly. Now they gain the offensive line, skates towards the corner. Icemen avoid a check in the corner. Hadfield in the area as he's battling along the boards. Utah takes it away. It's Dakota Raby, who's had a good game. Raby crosses center ice, 3-on-3. He'll gain the line, throw it to the right side, lefty shot, and it goes wide as he tried to go stick side on Williams. Back towards the left corner, Raby will try to feed the middle. Jacksonville picks it off as it goes back to the left corner. Bryson Martin around the net. He gets hit by Luke Martins. The puck glides towards the right corner. 2-on-2 battle. Jacksonville comes out of it with the puck. Travis Howe will throw it up ahead. Now it goes back towards Howe. Backhands it out to center ice. Stayed in the zone as Howe will throw it to Martin. And with 4.5 minutes left in the third, Martin gets it on the right side. He crosses center, and he'll dump it in as it bounces off the Whataburger sign. I certainly wish Whataburger was in the state of Utah. As up ahead, Grizzlies along the near side get it out to center ice. Utah crosses center. Now they gain the line. Jamison skates towards the corner. Official got in the way. Robinson in the area. Jacksonville comes back the other way. It stops in the left point. Martin with a shot that gets blocked. And the puck ends up flying high into the air, bouncing off the Jacksonville glove. Left point, Martin throws it to the corner. Now back looking for Martin on the give and go, and Jacksonville picks it off. Icemen throw it towards center ice, and the Grizzlies got a stick in the way. Good interception by Corey Thomas, who's played a good game. 4 minutes left in the third, and so he'll throw it to his right. Now the Grizz try to get it back towards Martin, and it gets kicked deep into the Jacksonville zone. Icemen gather it as they'll nudge it ahead. Utah trying to pick it off with Jamison, but now Jacksonville regathers it, and they'll pitch a long-range pass that is incomplete as Kyle Pouncey skates over there, and icing is on the Icemen with 3:51 left in the third. Looking at those Jacksonville jerseys, kind of reminds me of the Ugly Sweater Nights coming to Maverick Center 8 days from now. That's the Grizzlies' next home game. Ugly Sweater, specialty jerseys. Guy and I know are going to be dressed up in ugly sweaters. I hope that mine actually fits this year. And the Grizzlies will also have the teddy bear toss. And make sure to bring some stuffed animals, some teddy bears to throw on the ice after Utah's first goal. Draw's going to be in the Jacksonville zone. They lead Utah 3-1. 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Jacksonville wins the faceoff, and they throw it out towards center ice. Martin throws it back in. Jacksonville will gather it as time is on the Icemen side. Grizzlies looking to be very aggressive on the offensive side of things as the Icemen stand behind Charles Williams. Now they feed it to the near side. Now they get it to center ice as Jacksonville will toss it in. It bounced off a Grizzly, and Corey Thomas with an outlet pass is picked off. Jacksonville will throw it back in. Martin chases after it as Lucas Preek wants his arm, wants an icing call, none to be had. Puck still in play, 3:15 left in the third as Preek starting to look towards the bench to see if he comes off for an extra skater. Pass to center ice, bounced off the stick of Robinson. Jacksonville ricocheted off the near boards. It goes towards Utah's zone. Jacksonville carries it towards the circle. Christopher Brown down the middle. He gets hit from behind, and no call on the play, surprisingly. Grizzlies start the attack at neutralize. McDonald with a right wing pass. Grizzlies enter. As Tho will take a shot and it goes wide. Grizzlies trying to feather it out in front and picked off by Skinner. As to the left point, Strong throws a pass down the middle that's picked off. Jacksonville skates down the middle. Hunter Strong fakes a pass, skates towards the right wing, takes a shot, saved by Preek. It looked like Jacksonville's called offside. 2:38 is left in the third. And we'll come back in 1 minute and find out how this one ends as the Icemen lead the Grizzlies 3-1. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Jacksonville Icemen 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. Jacksonville scored 2 goals in the first period. Aaron Nazarene 41 seconds in, and then Luke Martin 9 seconds left in the first. Grizzlies scored the only goal in the second period. Johnny Walker 8:29 in. 2:58 into the third period. Jacksonville made it a 3-1 game as Ben Howardchuk got his second of the year. Nazarene and Luke Martin have 1 goal and 1 assist for the Icemen. As Jacksonville in their own zone has the puck, 2:25 left in the third as they'll feed it out to the offensive blue line. No icing as skating towards the corners, Travis Howe. He tried to nudge it across towards Nazarene, passes wide of the mark. Dakota Raby gets spun around just outside the corner. Jacksonville in the offensive zone, fires a lefty shot that's blocked. Rebound shot saved by Preek. Martin around the net, trying to chip it ahead. It got picked off by Jacksonville. Travis Howe's been active this shift. As the Grizzlies out to neutralize. 2 minutes and counting left. Jacksonville will throw it back into the offensive zone. Preek is still in net with the Grizzlies down 2. Preek motions towards the bench to see if he comes out for an extra skater. Martin gains the offensive line as he gets it taken away as he tried to skate towards the middle, and Luke Martin cut him off as Tho feeds it to the near corner. I believe Preek is out for an extra skater. 6-on-5, Utah's net is empty. As Raby to the right side gets knocked down, centering pass picked off by Jacksonville, throws it out to center ice. Utah will regather it as Walker will throw it back to Thomas, make that Tho. Indeed, the Grizzlies' net is empty. 1:18 and counting left in the third as the Grizz cross center ice and dump and chase after it as Cam Strong gets over to Fitz. He's behind the net. Now the Grizzlies throw it to the right circle. Jacksonville picks it off. They fire towards the empty net, and they score. A 200-foot pass that found the back of the net, and this baby's in the refrigerator as Jacksonville leads 4-1. Boy, they were in their own corner and just fired towards the empty net, and the length of that goal is about as long as you possibly can get. As Jacksonville with an empty netter, and it was their 36th shot on goal. They scored 4 goals on 36 shots on Wednesday night, and they've got 4 goals on 36 shots here this evening. Couldn't see who fired that empty netter, but that was from about 200 feet away. It was a Lodermeyer. He's the one getting high-fived on the Jacksonville bench, And it's probably Lodermeyer getting his 8th goal of the season. Draws at center ice, 1:06 left in the third. Jacksonville has outscored Utah 9-3 here in the first 2 games of this series. Utah wins the draw. They get it out towards center ice. It bounced off of Fitz. Goes back to Jacksonville in Grizzlies territory as Preek is in net. Jacksonville towards the left side. Good poke check by McDonald. Now he delivers ahead of Jacksonville. Puck along the near side as the fans start to head for the exits. About 7,100 of them over at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. 45 seconds left. Jacksonville gains the offensive line, left wing. Righty shot. That goes wide. Jacksonville, actually, they're going to count it as a shot as Preek got a piece of it. As Lucas Preek has stopped 33 of 36. And the empty netter obviously doesn't count against his stats. Robinson, left wing. Shot goes wide. Jacksonville glides it along the boards. That bounces deep into Grizzlies territory. Though chasing after it. And it looks like it's going to be icing on Jackson and Knob. The puck's still in play. As the clock continues to run, but it looks like icing is called. The clock is still running as icing is called on Jacksonville. They're going to have to adjust that and give the Grizzlies some more time on the clock. It wouldn't really matter, though, with it being a 3-goal margin and less than half a minute left in regulation. So with this loss, the Grizzlies are going to fall to 1-3 on the road trip and 6-6 overall on the road this season. Jacksonville, their record will go to 11-9. They will be 7-3 at home this season. So put some more time back on the clock. As even after the Icemen were called for icing, the clock continued to run. For Jacksonville, they've now won 4 straight against the Grizzlies over the last couple seasons. Grizzlies will be 3-3 in their last 6 games. As for Jacksonville, their winning streak will extend to 3 games, and that was following a 4-game losing streak. And it looks like Jacksonville's been a team that's been pretty streaky. Win a few in a row, then they lost 4 in a row. It seems like it's not a win 1, lose 1 type of scenario. It's kind of a win 2, lose 2, win 4, lose 4, and now they've won 3 in a row. That sort of season that's been for the Icemen. Draw's going to be in the right circle. Johnny Walker will take it. It's won by Jacksonville cleanly, and they'll throw it out to center ice where it's regathered by Aaron Tho. He'll feed it ahead. Left wing pass. Grizzlies tried to stretch for it and couldn't reach it. Was Cam Strong. No icing as there's 22 seconds and counting left in the third. As the Icemen out towards Grizzlies territory, dump it in as Utah has the puck deep in their own zone. 13 seconds left as the Grizzlies are going to fall to 9-11 on the season. Grizzlies out to center ice. Now they gain the offensive line right side. Shot saved by Williams. Now backhand shot. Williams makes that save. All the Grizzlies think that they had scored at the buzzer. It's going to be academic as Jacksonville would have won. Grizzlies think that they had scored, but this game is over. It's 4-1 Jacksonville as time runs out on the Grizzlies on this Friday evening. Grizzlies are 3-3 in their last 6 games as Jacksonville gets the victory. Charles Williams was outstanding in net, stopping 23 of 24. He goes to 2-1 on the season. Lucas Preek in net saw 36 shots and saved 33 of them. He kept the Grizzlies in the game. His record goes to 2-3 on the season as he made his first start since November 1st. Post-game show coming up next. Once again, the final score, Jacksonville 4, Utah 1. This is Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup.
Now the Jacksonville Icemen get a 4-1 victory over the Utah Grizzlies. I'm Tyson Whiting. Jacksonville took a 2-0 lead after one period. Aaron Nazarene scored 41 seconds in as he went 5-hole on Lucas Preek. Former Grizzlies Travis Howe and Luke Martin got the assist. Then the Icemen scored with 9 seconds left in the third period as Luke Martin got a power play goal. It was his 5th of the season. Hano and Nazarene with the assists as Luke Martin and Aaron Nazarene each had 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies got on the board 8:29 into the second period as Johnny Walker got a power play goal. It's his 9th goal of the season, which means that he now leads the club as he was tied with Zach Sekos with 8 goals coming in. It was a power play tally, which means he now leads the club with 5 power play goals. Raby and Fitz with the assist. Raby now has a point in 6 of his last 7 games, and Dylan Fitz now has a point in 5 of his last 7. It was a 2-1 Jacksonville lead after 2 periods. Jacksonville outshot Utah 12-8 in the first period, 12-8 in the second, and Jacksonville outshot Utah 13-8 in the third. It's interesting to kind of see how the third period transpired. We talked about the first 3 minutes being critical, and we also talked about who's going to get the next goal. That was going to probably determine who won the game. Jacksonville scored 2:58 into the third period. Zach Jordan with the assist. Howard Truck got his 2nd goal of the season, and just like that, it was 3-1, and it stayed a 3-1 game until Jacksonville got an empty netter with 1:06 left in regulation as Derek Lodermeyer was back all the way into his own corner. He fired a shot about 200 feet away that just ended up right in the middle of the middle. It couldn't have gone any better for Lodermeyer, considering he was way clear across the other end of the ice. It's his 8th of the season. Jacob Panetta picks up his 4th assist of the campaign, and Christopher Brown his 14th assist of the season as the Icemen got a 4-1 victory. Grizzlies looked like they might have scored at the very end, but time must have run out as Jacksonville wins 4-1. Icemen had 37 shots to the Grizzlies 24, as Utah has allowed about 40 shots per game over the last 4 contests. Both teams had 1 power play goal. Utah was 1 for 4. Jacksonville was 1 for 6. For the Icemen, they had 1 goal and 1 assist from Era Nazarene and Luke Martin. It looks like the 3 stars of the game are announced. Nazarene is the 3rd star. He was a +1 and had 4 shots. Luke Martin, for the 2nd straight game, gets a star honor. For the 2nd straight game, he has 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +2 tonight and had 6 shots. And the number 1 star of the game is goaltender Charles Williams, who stopped 23 of 24. Lucas Perique stopped 33 of 36 in net in his first start since November 1st. It was good to see him back in the Grizzlies lineup. You worried about a little bit of rust, and that might have contributed to the first goal that Jacksonville scored. But otherwise, he played a pretty solid game and kept the Grizzlies in it throughout. Grizzlies wearing the black jerseys tonight. Jacksonville in an Aquaman-themed specialty jersey. Kind of an odd look, but the Jacksonville Icemen made it work as they've won the first 2 games of this series, outscoring the Grizzlies 9-3. Saturday, Jacksonville goes for the sweep as Utah trying to salvage the 3rd and final game of the series. Utah is now 9-11 on the season through 20 games. They are 6-6 on the road. Jacksonville's record goes to 11-9. They are 7-3 at home and 4-6 on the road. It'll be interesting to see, what the Grizzlies are able to do tomorrow. One of the other, key storylines to this game happened late in the first period. Grizzlies were on the power play, and then Andrew Nelson got a slashing major, 17-19 in. Now, it was off the screen, so we didn't actually see the penalty, but Nelson got a slashing major, and they didn't put it on the ECHL app till the start of the second period. They also got a game misconduct. So Nelson was ejected from the game. Vladislav Mikalchuk serving the first of a 2-game suspension for an elbowing penalty, for an elbowing infraction. It wasn't penalized on Wednesday, but he still got a 2-game suspension. So even though we didn't actually get to see the slash by Nilsson, it is possible that the league might take an extra look at that. Just probably anything that turns into a game misconduct probably gets an extra look from the league. Hopefully Andrew will be back in the Grizzlies lineup tomorrow. We do know that Mikalchuk, is serving the first of a 2-game suspension. He'll be out once again tomorrow. That's kind of tough for him considering he played for Jacksonville last season. Who knows, there's going to be a net for Utah. Perique saw 36 shots tonight. 37 overall is obviously the empty net goal. He doesn't go against his record. And, it's possible to see the former Grizzly Parker Gahagan in net after Charles Williams was outstanding for Jacksonville tonight. But Gahagan stopped 27 of 29 on Wednesday. So it could be Minor, could be Perique tomorrow night in the series finale and road trip finale as the Grizzlies are 1-3 currently on the road trip. And they return to Maverick Center for a 2-game series against Kansas City on December 17th and 18th. I'm joined here in the Grizzlies lobby by Guy Krenz, and that's where we are tonight, basically because we have able to get an internet port that works. And so this is where we got the game, as Bill Burr is entertaining Maverick Center tonight, and that's why we can't sit in section 114. Maybe we'll go back to there to see if we can give the Grizzlies some luck tomorrow. But, Guy, it's one of those things. Johnny Walker had the power play goal. Preek did a good job of keeping the Grizzlies in the game, but it was just too much from Jacksonville tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, I actually really did like the effort from the Grizzlies tonight. I liked what Parikh did. I liked how he shook off the rust early on and played a really solid game throughout the rest of the way through. And how about Johnny Walker? He's now on a 4-game point streak. So good stuff from him. And the power play looked good. And even the penalty kill at times looked really good. It's just overall, Jacksonville was they were just better in the areas where the Grizzlies weren't. They were winning battles to the pucks. They were faster. They were dominating possession. And ultimately, that's what helped to win this game.
Jacksonville did outscore Utah 2-0 in 5-on-5 situations. Grizzlies, unfortunately, in 5-on-5 situations this year have been outscored 42-26. And, the power play has won the Grizzlies quite a few games here over the last month. But unfortunately, 5-on-5, it's just gone the other way.
Yeah, the Grizzlies' lack of scoring on 5-on-5 is probably the most concerning thing to me. But I think we can attribute that to the Grizzlies not having their stars. I mean, think about all the guys that are out for the Grizzlies right now. Or those are some big names. Those are some big time players that they just don't have. And so when you don't have those guys, in your lineup, night in, night out, you're going to have trouble scoring 5-on-5. I think that's just the way it is. And so we've talked about the Grizzlies being resilient. Can they find a way to overcome that? And I think if they can, they're going to start winning games. But right now, it just seems to be a struggle.
The Grizzlies do have 6 forwards that have played multiple games this season. They're currently in the AHL. And think about James Shearer getting hurt the 3rd game of the season, and Victor Bartley not being on the road trip for this week, and Andrew Nilsson getting kicked out of the game late in the first period. You forget about Nate Klerman, who's a dependable defenseman who's doing some good things over with the Colorado Eagles. So you miss those guys. I mean, I don't care who you are. You miss 7 or 8 key players. I mean, you're gonna be hurting. I don't care what team you are, especially since it's 8 of your best players. And so the Grizzlies, just are putting together a blue-collar effort. We saw it last Saturday in the victory against Idaho. And I thought tonight, you mentioned the good effort that the Grizzlies had, and I really did like the effort. The unfortunate thing, though, on this road trip is how many shots the Grizzlies have allowed. 96 shots through 2 games against Idaho, and they allowed, I think, 36 shots against Jacksonville last night and another 37 here this evening. And that's just a lot to ask of your defense and your goaltending when you're allowing just about 40 shots per game.
Yeah, Tyson, you mentioned the shot count. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in net. Parikh, Minor, Metcalf. If you're getting 50 shots on goal a night, it's going to be tough no matter who's in net or no matter who's on defense. So I think if the Grizzlies want to start winning games, they're going to have to find a way to fix that. They're going to have to find a way to start limiting their opponent's shots, because what does that also tell you? That also tells you that the opponent has the majority of the possession. And when the Grizzlies don't have the puck, they're not scoring. So I think that attributes to our 5-on-5 scoring problem. So overall, they just got to figure out a way to keep possession and start getting some quality chances on net.
From the Grizzlies' perspective on the picks to click tonight, I think Johnny Walker is going to be the winner with the goal for Utah, which was scored about 8.5 minutes into the second period on the power play. And so it looks like Guy Morgan is the winner
goes to Guy
tonight.
Morgan.
Guy picked Johnny Walker. I think Noah Hill also picked
I think
Johnny.
Yep.
I think he probably picked him after Johnny scored the goal, though. That might be something where, it almost has to go to Guy Morgan, because I think that Noah was a little bit late in making his
just a little bit too late to the party. But, yeah, we'll give it to Guy Morgan. I think that's the second time he's won pick to click this season, so congrats to you. And
I'm not sure what he wins.
He wins the shout-out. Congrats to Guy Morgan for winning Grizzlies
Pick pencil.
to Click.
We maybe find something here in the office to give the guy, as he is the winner of the picks to click here this evening. We'll do it once again tomorrow. The game where the points are made up. The game's made up and the points don't matter. One of those we'll have to keep
it's
the
all in good
standings,
fun.
It's not like we have any prize money to give out.
It's all in good fun. We have a lot of fun here, and we got this nice backdrop here today with the 2 cups. And we got Grisby with that picture over there with him riding on the scooter. And
also got the sign that says authorized personnel only right there.
That's right. That's us.
Grizzlies fall to Jacksonville 4-1. Looks like we'll do it again tomorrow. 4:50 pregame show, 5:05 face-off. Any final thoughts, Guy?
Well, those jerseys by Jacksonville were pretty interesting. You talk about ugly sweater night. Got that on the 17th here at the Maverick Center.
Looking at Jacksonville's jersey kind of reminds you of that?
Yeah, it did. It did. I mentioned that earlier to you. I was like, hey, those jerseys, those kind of remind me. Ugly sweater night's coming up. But don't forget about the teddy bear toss. Yeah. Think about it. If every person in attendance brought a teddy bear to toss and threw it on the ice, we could easily have over 3,000 teddy bears. We could have 5,000 teddy bears. I mean, I think this thing could be crazy. Let's go viral. It could be one of those TikTok things where you open up TikTok and you see, oh my goodness, the Utah Grizzlies had 7,000 teddy bears on the ice for their teddy bear toss. I think that would just be insane. So if you guys could, please come out to Maverick Center for Ugly Sweater Night and the teddy bear toss and start throwing those bears on the ice.
And if you know somebody that is going to the Grizzlies game, make sure to encourage them to bring teddy bears and stuffed animals to throw on the ice. Test your arm strength out and see how close you can get. Maybe pick out a target on the ice. Maybe it's the Bud Light can, or maybe it's the Center Ice logo, or maybe it's, it's the crease of either net. Either way, find a target and see if you can hit it.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. And if you're not heading out, give some teddy bears to somebody who is, so they can have multiple bears to throw. Because what's better than throwing one bear? Throwing two bears.
And what's better than throwing two bears? Well, fire in 4 of them, of course.
As many as you can.
Should be a lot of fun. That's going to be the next home game 8 days from now. But the Grizzlies do have one more game on this road trip, and it's tomorrow night. 4:50 pregame show, 5:05 face-off. We'll either be right here once again in the Grizzlies lobby, or we'll probably be high atop section 114 if there's no event at Maverick Center. Guy, it was a lot of fun. Any final thoughts here as Utah trying to salvage the third game tomorrow?
I wouldn't write the Grizzlies off yet. I think we're going to have a good effort from the Grizzlies tomorrow. And like we mentioned before, they're missing a lot of their key players. So it's still early in the season. Give the Grizzlies a chance.
Grizzlies fall to 9-11 this season. Jacksonville goes to 11-9. Lucas Preek stopped 33 of 36 in net in his first start since November 1st. Johnny Walker got his 9th goal of the season. Dakota Raby and Dylan Fitz got the assist there. It was too much from Jacksonville, who got 1 goal and 1 assist from Luke Martin and Era Nazarene. And Charles Williams was the number 1 star, stopping 23 of 24. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, in 2 hours and 21 minutes and in front of 7,132, the Jacksonville Icemen defeat the Utah Grizzlies 4-1. For Guy Carenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.